It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are going to bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me to his house and a Ric Flair.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
Champions, baby. Champions. Real champions. 2018 SEC champions, Tennessee. Oh, man. What a feeling. What an accomplishment. What a fan base. What an athletic program. Athletic director. Amazing scene. Thompson Bowling Arena. Saturday night. It's a team full of young, undersized guys that were not recruited at top programs. Go out, play together, play unselfish, play hard, show some resiliency, being down 10-plus points in the second half, coming back to win on your home court with possibly your best player fouling out early.
On the most egregious foul call I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, but Admiral saved the day. Grant Williams, man, he always playing with fire. He's just reckless out there on the court.
His foul, I will say the one foul that I looked at in that game, and I was like, all right, yeah, you did that. That was dumb, and you're right, because he is sometimes reckless. It was the foul on the 3-pointer on Yonte Maton. Yonte Maton ultimately missed 2 of the 3 free throws, thankfully.
Ball don't lie.
But yeah, you're right. Grant is not always the safest when it comes to fouling, but Tennessee makes it work. He put in, I guess, between those two, I believe they dropped in 45 points in that game. God bless them. And it led to a Tennessee win.
Grant always plays with fire, man. Always. I mean, if you have someone that their job is to work in the zoo, and they've been doing it for 25, 30 years, he's going to have one incident with the animal, at least, because that's what he does. He plays with animals. If you're a fireman, you're going to have one incident where you may get yourself in some real serious danger. If you work on roofs for a living, you're going to fall off a roof one day. You do it so much. And Grant Williams, man, he plays with fire all the time. And we got burned. Didn't really have foul trouble in the second half. Got 3 fouls there in the second half and was disqualified. But you know what time it was? The Admiral time. The Admiral. 3rd game in a row, over 20 points. We called it on Friday with touchdown turnover. The Admiral, Ben. The Admiral.
The LeBron James to this basketball team. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go there this morning. I've got two things to say. First off, my throat is still killing me from the game on Saturday night. I talked to Charlie after the game, and he can attest that even after the game, I was struggling. This is the only voice I can make right now, so I already know I sound horrid on a normal basis, so I apologize for sounding even more horrid. I have never yelled at a sporting event, including a football game, as much as I did on Saturday night because the refs were absolute trash. That's the only way to put it. And I've said it on here many times. I'm not one who likes to go after the refs, but they were atrocious. So many times you had to go to the monitor, so many foul calls. It was awful. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
I like it.
So
Ben, you should
my
cherish
throat
this.
is killing me.
You should cherish this moment.
I was trying to sing some Rick Ross on the way over here this morning, and it just was not going well for me at all.
Here's a good thing about you having this raspy voice, this hoarse voice. You can sound like Phil Jackson, and you maybe Doc Rivers. So
It's not a good thing though. They're a bunch of crybabies.
but they're champions though.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good point.
so
That's
you-
a good point.
so
So
Ben-
are we.
So Ben, if you're sitting around today and you feel like prank calling some of your friends from Alabama, you can call them up and pretend like you're Phil Jackson. Hey, Scotty, run the triangle. Michael, pass the ball.
I don't know.
Hey, Will. Did you know Alabama's barely going to make the NCAA tournament and Tennessee's SEC regular season champs?
Hey, the NCAA is around the corner.
Hey, Auburn fans, it's going to be Tennessee's full title when y'all's are vacated.
Hey, see, always thinking about the positive, Ben.
Yes.
Nailed it.
No, but the refs were atrocious. My voice is completely gone, and
Sound good to me.
I kid you not. I have an aisle seat, as if you've seen my GIF that I like to post on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, I sit in that. I've been sitting in that same seat pretty much all season.
You got season tickets or something?
No, it's just I get there early enough. Me and my buddies do to where those seats are available.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of
You had a
become a
good seat.
routine. And
Yeah.
I on Admiral's dunk.
Ooh, the one-hand
First.
hammer.
I've never heard Thompson Boeing as loud as I've heard it on that dunk.
I had that debate with people over the weekend. For this season, it's not even close. That's the loudest I've heard Thompson
Oh,
Boeing.
not even close.
On the what would you call it? It was almost an immaculate reception. I guess
Yes.
it was Ogbede going out of bounds, and he ended up throwing it directly to Admiral Schofield, and he was just right place, right time, slammed it home. And did it give Tennessee a lead? I can't remember the
No,
exact scenario.
I think it cut the lead to 45-44.
Okay.
So they're down by a point. But when Admiral went up for that one hand, I had stepped into the aisle and jumped 1,000 feet into the air.
You were holy ghosting.
They put
In
an
the
usher.
aisle.
They put an usher by me because I kept going into the aisle. I was out of control. I couldn't be tamed.
I don't know what somebody's great grandma gonna do in that moment. Like, come on, Perline, let Ben
Yeah, they put
be able to
some
cheer.
elderly man, and he kept looking at me too, because Lamonte started getting hot there. He hit three threes
Ooh, what
in a row there for a
clutch
second.
player.
And I kept stepping out into the aisle and putting my hands up with the three, and the dude kept looking at me like he was waiting on me to step out. I'm gonna get you back in your seat, boy.
So you throwing up gang signs? Is that
Yeah.
what you doing?
Yeah.
Why don't you just go ahead and come on out? You just throwing up gang signs, Ben. That's what you were doing.
Ball gang.
And I mean that was one of those moments where, we're not supposed to show any emotion or anything as media members sitting on press row,
Ooh,
and
Charlie,
you know
you didn't do that, did you?
but every now and again there are things that happen in games, football, basketball, whatever it may be. We're just sort of everybody in the press box goes ho 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 ho, just kind of there's a commotion
Everybody
like that.
laughs like that.
And there was everyone goes ha ha ha. No,
Sounds
but
like Elmo.
you know what I mean. They're just everybody starts looking around whoa, I can't believe this is happening. That was one of those moments where all of us in the media section were just whoa, ho, baby.
Not celebrating. Not celebrating. though.
No, but that's just one of that's how to me I gauge that a lot. If it can get a reaction, because there are so many guys in the media that are very I will not even turn my head and look away from the game. I must be extremely serious. And if you can get those dudes to be well, all right, well, it's a big moment.
What did the media do again in that dunk? What they say?
Pull
Let me see
Dick Vitale.
if I can conjure it back up whoa,
Oh, baby.
Whoa,
Yeah,
baby.
something. Whoa, baby.
So you saw Rucker?
I
Did-
don't
did
know.
Rucker go, whoa, baby.
He leaned back. He gave me a high five. He sits right in front of me. Yeah. No, that did not
You
happen.
see Grant Ramey? Did he go, whoa, baby?
But just one.
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm in playful mood today, man.
But nonetheless, very very fun game. And I agree. If that was not the loudest I've ever heard Thompson bowling, it is right up there at the very top. I said it. It rivals what I've always considered the loudest moment I've ever experienced. There was the three to pull away. I guess what was it? Scotty Hobson, the three to pull away from Kentucky when Kentucky had John Wall. I've always thought that was like
A lot of people
seminal
compared
moment
it to,
I experienced in
the three,
TBA, but
the three from Skylar McBee
and
over
Kansas. Yeah, either or. They were very similar, and they were back to back that season, I think, because Tennessee beat number 1 and number 2 in the same week.
Man, what a scene, man. Did Coach Fulmer get misty-eyed right there?
He got on the mic, I know that much. Said, "How about Rick Barnes is the coach of the year," or whatever he said.
Who in their right mind thought that Coach Fulmer shouldn't have been AD?
A lot of people.
So awesome.
I mean,
A lot of
last
people.
February.
All I know is
This
he's,
show
already got a championship.
This show has been on the Coach Fulmer for AD train for the longest. Not just because he was my coach, but because what Tennessee Athletics needed. And I felt like Coach Fulmer could have provided that. And here we are. There's warmth inside the athletic program. Everyone's pulling in the same direction, it seems. There's positivity everywhere. I mean, this team is picked 13th in the conference, and they won the conference. Like, you can be picked 5th and then win the conference, and people be like, "Whoa, man, what a year. Man, proving the doubters wrong. Wow. 13th? 13th. Like almost last in the conference, and then you win the conference.
It's absurd. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it's unheard of. I've never heard of a team being picked dead last, near last, and winning.
The closest I could think of was Auburn's run to the national championship with
Cam?
No,
Nick. Oh yeah. Nick Marshall.
Yeah, with Nick Marshall in the kick 6 year.
They were not ranked that year. I think.
Yeah, they didn't even start ranked. They were picked to finish like 6th in the West or something. Ended up making it to the national championship. Like that would be, I guess, even taken a little bit further. But in football, of course, in basketball, I mean that's basketball. Like, you put a good coach with good players, and typically your prediction is going to be, close to correct. I mean, I'm sure something similar has happened in the past, but not in recent years, at least in the SEC, to a conference that I've been paying very close attention to. No, there hasn't been this team.
So, Admiral Schofield, he doesn't deserve to win SEC Player of the Year. But he deserves some SEC votes. SEC Player of the Year
It's
votes.
Yante Maiden. I mean, Yante Maiden's a SEC Player of the Year.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree, but I don't like giving it to somebody on a team that went 16
That was
and
terrible.
14.
Yeah.
They're playing on Wednesday night in the SEC tournament.
But he is the only reason that they even won 16 games.
Like, I don't like giving it to him.
He's played the best in the league.
He's
been the most consistent. But in the last 5 or 6 games, there's no one in this league that's been better than Admiral Schofield.
Nobody.
If there was a final 2 weeks, a player of the final 2 weeks award, Admiral Schofield by a mile.
Yeah.
Well, he did win Player of the Week last year, and I bet he'll win it again this week.
Last week.
Would not be surprised, yeah.
2 weeks in a row. Well, last week he was co-SEC Player of the Week. Maybe he'll be just the lone. I'm tired of all these co-stuff. Gosh.
Don't worry.
I saw.
Don't worry. It won't be co-SEC champions for a while.
Now here, I don't want to be a wet blanket there. I've seen a lot of people saying that, where Auburn's wins are going to get vacated. Ha ha ha. Theory, I don't think they are, because they sat the players that are indicated in the FBI case, and they've sat for the entire season.
Even if they did, you still want it. And we came on the show last week and
said
about how
that vacated wins is stupid.
It's stupid.
And I agree.
But they're still champions regardless of what happens. They put the work in. They earned the share of the championship.
No doubt about it. But tons of fun. It's just so fun to just win at things. I was standing on the court next to Nathaniel Rutherford, who used to produce this show.
Nathaniel got his start on the Swain event.
Well, there you go.
It's a Swain event tree.
So great friend of the show and former employee of the show, I guess. I was standing next to him watching the team cut the nets down. I looked at him. I was like, man, this is what it's like to cover a team that wins a championship. What is this? I've never done that. Why is everyone not sad and pissed off at the coach and throwing things? What, this is new. I kid, but it was a lot of fun. This is the first true big accomplishment that I've covered in I guess over 3 years doing this now for Tennessee. So
you mean the Battle at Bristol championship wasn't?
Oh God,
dude. All right, which stat is more impressive here? Okay, shooting almost 95% from the free throw line as a team, or
how many free throws?
18.
Ooh.
Or only committing 4 turnovers all game long.
4 turnovers.
Yep.
You should realistically. I know it doesn't really happen, but you should shoot 95% for the free throw line.
As a team, stop. No.
They're free throws. Like the traditionalist basketball coach will say, you should make your free throws.
Yeah, but we're talking about big men involved.
Yeah, I know. Well, Tennessee's big men are good free throw shooters. Really, the worst free throw shooter this year has been Jordan Bowden, and that is
so strange.
An absurd. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just absurd. Somebody who can shoot so well from the three-point line, have a nice, beautiful pull-up jumper from the elbow, and he struggles from the free throw line.
But 4-4 in this game.
Yes,
that's all that counts.
He hit 2 down the stretch that were really big.
And he's not that bad. I mean, he shoots 70-something%.
No. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, you just think he would be more towards like the 80, mid-80s.
Yeah, he strikes me as a player that would be like one of the best free throw shooters in the SEC.
Like going
he's
like
such a good shooter.
A 20 free throw streak.
Yeah.
Make 20 in a row. I think the turnovers, especially for this basketball team, because if you would have told me which is more likely, them to shoot 95% from the free throw line or them have 4 turnovers, I would have told you 95% from the free throw line because it's a team full of really good free throw shooters.
And this is a little off the point of what y'all were talking about, but can we also give credit to Kyle Alexander in this game? He only had 2 points, but 9 rebounds, only 1 foul, and had the biggest steal of the entire game, or at least the biggest poke for a steal of the entire game.
Good ball denial.
Yes, that ended up resulting in Admiral Schofield going down, making a shot to give Tennessee a 3-point lead. I mean, it's plays like that make this team really special, because even on a night where Kyle Alexander isn't adding 10, 12 points like he can, he comes through with one of the biggest plays in the entire game, and that's how a team wins a basketball game.
No, absolutely. We'll have to get back to Kyle Alexander for sure, because he deserves a lot of praise. 4 turnovers. This was a team that over the last month has had some really poor guard play, and Rick Barnes' challenge. And basketball coaches are always harder on the point guard than any other position. He's a quarterback out there. He's supposed to be the extension of the coach, so of course it's going to be harder on him so he can get what he wants, so he can get what the team needs. But only 4 turnovers. So that is a testament to the point guard play, to maturity, being strong with the basketball, being smart with the basketball. 4 turnovers. When you shoot 38% and your opponent shoots 42%, and when the opponent shoots almost 45% from 3, you only shoot 39%. Things like that pay off. When you get out-rebounded by 10.
Yep.
You get out-rebounded by 10. Those extra possessions, they pay off, man. You got 7 extra possessions. Tennessee only had 4 turnovers. Georgia was 11. You got 7 extra possessions. It's the little things that when you add them up at the end, they pay off, man. Tennessee out-rebounded by 10 and still wins the game by 5. That is because we took great care of the basketball.
And great defense. Few turnovers and great defense is what won that basketball game, because I believe Georgia had 40 points midway through the first half.
Great second half defense. Yes.
Well, they started to lock down there towards the end of the first half a little bit, because I remember my buddy looking at me and being like, they already have 40 points with 5 minutes to go in the first half, and Tennessee averages giving up 65 a game, and then they go on to score 19 the rest of the game.
Great second half defense. Yeah, second half defense.
Yeah, Georgia had 42 points in the first half, 19 in the second.
Yep.
That's the
Locked
game
down.
right there.
Locked down. What a Monday, man. Moving Monday today. It's a great day, man. Great day. Weather's going to be great. Just a happy, happy day, man. Tennessee getting a win on Saturday. SEC champions. Construction is going to take place today.
I was so happy after Saturday night's win that I walked out into G10 to my car, saw Butch Jones still in the Jumbotron. I just gave him the Rashawn Golden salute.
You did. You didn't do that.
I didn't because there were a bunch of old people around me and I didn't
You
want
was
to.
Perline and them was hulling up. They had an usher post-game meeting over there.
They pulled an usher out to follow you
Yeah.
to your car to make sure.
Perline, Theotis,
Theotis.
Albert and them. Earl's a good old name.
Barbara is the actual name of the usher that stands by the media section. And she is, in fact, an elderly woman.
I wonder if her chip dip is good.
I don't know.
I don't know if she makes it. What's another good old grandmama name? What's your grandma name?
Joyce.
Joanne.
And Joyce and Susan.
Yeah.
Ellen.
Ellen.
Wilma.
Or Helen.
Let's get Wilma. Ethel. Ethel's a good old
Ethel.
person's name. Yeah, they was all hulling up in the parking lot, Ben.
We gotta watch this kid.
So you couldn't stick any dope birds, man, because that would have been nice. That would have been very disrespectful.
But I think
Thought about it though.
I did it, and they were like, "Oh, it's just Butch Jones, so it's okay."
Even they said it was okay.
Yes, even
They
the
probably
elders.
did it themselves.
They actually suggested I do it.
Oh man, all 4 Golden Girls was out there. I'm totally joking because they're not technically all here. But
Yeah.
865-200-5402 is the telephone number. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 1 of the Swain Event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Goes Choose your car insurance.
Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
More than 20 million Americans suffer from gallbladder disease, and if you're one of them, Premier Surgical Associates can help. Gallbladder removal is one of the most common and safe surgeries available, and Premier has experienced physicians who are trained in the latest techniques for diagnosing and surgically treating gallbladder disease. Don't keep putting up with the pain. Visit premiersurgical.com right now to find out all the ways they can help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
Cryptology Escape Rooms in Pigeon Forge is the area's top-rated new attraction. With 4 unique escape room experiences to choose from, Cryptology has something for everyone. At Cryptology, you and your friends have 1 hour to solve the clues, riddles, and puzzles that lead to your escape. From first-timers to seasoned escape room pros, Cryptology has something for everyone. This is an experience you have to see to believe. Located on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge, Cryptology is a short trip from Knoxville. Come see for yourself why thousands of satisfied visitors have rated Cryptology the best escape room experience in East Tennessee. Cryptology is also a great place for corporate team building exercises or holiday outings. Visit cryptologywithak.us now or call 865-366-1796 for more information or to book your Cryptology experience. That's cryptologywithak.us or 865-366-1796. If you need a better night's sleep, you have to visit Better Mattress. With 6 area locations in Maryville, Knoxville, and Oak Ridge, there is a Better Mattress near you. Locally and employee-owned with exclusive mattresses handcrafted in East Tennessee, there really is not another place like Better Mattress in town. Not only do they know what they're doing, they care about what they're doing. Better Mattress has a worry-free 100-night guarantee. Get started now. Visit bettermattress.com. That's BEDRmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Good night just got better.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1-year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
As the weather grows colder, insects begin to become dormant. That does not mean that you don't need to safeguard your home from pests. Now is the perfect time to begin treatment to prevent issues in the spring. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control handle all of your pest control needs. Southeast is locally and family owned and has been in business since 1971. They are a full-service pest control company that includes mosquito treatments, bed bugs, fall invaders, spring issues, carpenter bees, etc. They even offer liquid termite treatments with the market's best termiticide. There are no salesmen to deal with. The technicians give the pricing and provide the service, and the owners are always available. So contact Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 and online at southeasttermite.com.
Champions, man. Champions. What a story. 865-200-5402. SEC champions, Tennessee Volunteers. Also have to say congratulations to Auburn. They deserve it too because they were not picked. They wasn't picked. You know, trying to be a little classy here and be a good sportsmanship. And they deserve congratulations. They were not picked high. That basketball program has been in the dump since 1998, 99. Back when they had Cliff Ellis coaching, and they had some, the Porters and Doc Robinsons of the world. That was back when I was in middle school. I remember middle school, high school. I remember how great that Auburn team was. So congratulations to Auburn. But more importantly, that's how you throw it in. More importantly.
No, screw Auburn.
Congratulations to Tennessee.
Now,
Don't be acting like that,
Charlie,
man. You can get on the phone with your girlfriend's family and talk about congratulations, Auburn, because you know all your family, all your family to be, your girlfriend's family, they're all Auburn fans. Don't be getting on here trying to front, Ben. You know you're an Auburn fan deep down under.
No. What's funny is they did call me yesterday, and we were kind of laughing that Tennessee and Auburn are co-champs. And I did tell them, I said, I wanted y'all to lose. And I'm mad.
And I mean that totally sincerely.
I sincerely was hoping that y'all would lose.
But no, you said, congratulations, baby.
I have to give my condolences to Charlie. His Mississippi State women's basketball team lost yesterday.
God, I was rooting for him, man.
Why?
He's a Mississippi State fan.
I mean, less than that. That's
and he hates Holly. He can't root for Tennessee.
That's 4 entire years in a row that South Carolina's won the women's SEC championship.
Now, I had this. We're gonna make this real quick because it's women's basketball. Asia Wilson to South Carolina.
That's what she said.
Is what Candace Parker is to Tennessee.
Yes,
without a doubt.
But then I thought, well, maybe Candace Parker came along too late. Maybe Asia Wilson is to South Carolina what Tamika Catching or Tamika Holtzclaw is to Tennessee. Because those two were kind of the ones that got it rolling for somebody like Candace to come in. Asia Wilson's kind of the first big star at South Carolina.
That's true. That's
why I
kind
of say maybe Asia Wilson is to South Carolina what Tamika Holtzclaw, Tamika Catchings.
And I would say the teams that Candace Parker played on were better than these South Carolina teams. Like the people around Candace Parker were better. But
you mean Jawan Jennings' sister is not good, Charlie? Is that what you're trying to say?
But going back to what you were going to say, just a quick point, and then we can take this. We have a caller. But it really bothered me. After Auburn won the SEC championship, Bruce Pearl's post-game interview, he talked about his team being shorthanded and how proud he was of them. And he also said in there that they did things the right way. And I was very bothered by that because,
was he referring to his team doing things the right way or him, like the program doing things the right way? Because the players can do things the right way.
I read this. I didn't see it. I was at the basketball game, so I didn't see it live. But I read that he said this. And first of all, your team's shorthanded because you cheated. Your team's shorthanded because the FBI is investigating your program. And you didn't do things the right way. That bothered. I don't know. That bothered me a lot. And like I'm a Bruce fan. I would really like to see him succeed in a legitimate way, and he's not succeeding in a legitimate way right now. I mean, they actually won the SEC, and good for them. Congratulations. But like to hear him say that, I was like, come on.
We'll get back to that. Let's get to
we got to take this
Brandon.
Call.
Brandon, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, fellas. How are y'all?
Great, man. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Couldn't be any better of a day, right? I mean, Lyle's finally going to be taken down. We no longer have to see that abomination anymore.
What a great day.
Championship, SEC champions in basketball. Couldn't be a better day. But wanted to go ahead.
No, I just want to make sure that the rain is not going to be a factor today.
It's coming, but not till later. I'm looking at it as we speak. Yeah,
well, we good. We good then.
Yeah.
Regardless, like we can use it as a metaphor. There's no way it can rain on our parade.
That's right. That's right.
So I was watching the game on TV, and with you guys actually being at the game, I don't know if you guys caught this, but I wanted to bring this to light because I really love seeing it. So at the end of the game, before they started to do the ceremonies and like cut down the net, Rick Barnes was walking around, embracing all the players, giving them a hug, kind of a pat on the back. But it was like a sequence where I think it was James Daniels, and then he hugged Kyle Alexander. Well, he went up to Grant Williams, and gave him a hug, but it wasn't just a hug. It was an embrace.
Mm-hmm.
He embraced him for a good solid 20, almost 30 seconds, and you could see him talking in his ear, and you got it was a noticeable reaction from Grant Williams, and there's no secret, that he's kind of called him out, a few times just to try to push him, and do what he does to try to maximize, Grant's potential. And there was no secret, it was a tough game for him, and you could tell, that he wanted to do so much more than he was capable of doing. It was just an emotional game, wanted to win a championship. But I just thought that it was a really cool thing to see, just at the end of the day, when all is said and done, I don't know. It was just cool to see. It was almost an emotional thing to see, from the outside looking in, because you know how much work they put in and all that, and to see, the coach embrace his players and care for the way that he does, shows that that everybody pushing in the same direction, what can be achieved.
Yeah, and thanks for that, Brandon, man. Really appreciate that. It's not a straight path to success most of the time. Sometimes you get off on the wrong exit. Sometimes you get turned around. Sometimes you got to change a tire. You got to change your oil. You might get pulled over. I mean, it's never a straight path to success. And I think about this basketball team. They lost at home to Auburn where it looked like they didn't even want to play. They were 0-2 in the SEC to start. You look at Admiral's career, he's been suspended. He's been benched. And look at him right now. This basketball team added James Daniel III into the mix, and has some struggles with executing what Rick Barnes wanted from his point guard. So he was also benched at some point. There was times where James Daniel III was yanked early for a mistake here or a bad play on defense. He was taken out. And here's a guy that where he was the man. But he came to Tennessee because there's a better opportunity for exposure. And it was a leap of faith. And it paid off. With this, and I was listening to Tony's replay of his post-game show on Saturday, and you can just go back, and he's done a great job with that post-game all season long. Man, that takes unbelievable dedication, sacrifice to be up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, not have a time table of start and finish, and just being able just to serve the fan base. I think it's awesome. So I take my cap to Tony all the time. I'll tell him all the time, man, I don't know how you do it, but all those post-game shows, all those reaction conversations we've had with either with our friends or family, where we're like, man, I don't know if this team is even a tournament team. Oh, man, what are they doing, man? They're going to be bouncing the first round. There's no way. Because at times they didn't play well. It's just a roller coaster. And this is just a lesson. Sometimes you get off the path. But if you remain humble, you continue to work hard each and every day, you play for each other, you think about the reason why. Your reason why should be stronger than anything else. You think about why you're doing this. Why are you playing this game? Why are you practicing? Well, because you want to be the best, because you want to win together. And if you just remind yourself during the tough times why you're actually doing it, man, you can pull through. There was times in summer workouts where we had leg days, squats, power cleans, and it was heavy. And then you go out and then you have to run 21-10, and it's 100 degrees. And then they put on a weight vest. And you're like, man, all this for some football? Why am I doing this? But then you're reminded you're doing this because you want to be a champion. You're doing this because you want to go to the NFL, because you want to provide a life for your family that you dreamed of since you was a little kid. And when you remind yourself of your reason why, your goals, man, it's a lot easier to get back to work. And, man, these guys, during the trials and tribulations of this season. They've been fortunate too, man. No injuries, but some ugly performances, bad loss here or there. Their coach riding their butt because sometimes you just don't know why, man. Why is coach always on me, man? Why is he always on me, man? Why don't he just give me some recognition, man? I had a great game, I had a great practice, but he's pointing out all the things I'm doing wrong. Man, I don't understand. Saturday night, you understood everything. It was time to reflect. Now you understand why your coach was riding you the way they were. You understand why you did all those workouts with the weight vest on. When you thought you didn't have any more in the tank, you gave a little bit more. It was for that reason, because Saturday night, Tennessee was down. They were down. They never panicked. They never flinched. The best player goes on the bench. He's fouled out. And it was Lamonte time. All right, y'all need a couple threes? All right, cool. I got you. I got you. Hey, just give me the ball. I'm going to do what I do, like Kentucky. Lamonte Turner is so clutch. This team, wow. In so many ways, they can show how they're immature. But in a lot of ways, they can show how they're even more mature and clutch than some of the most experienced teams in the country. It's really a sight to see, man. It's really a sight to see, this basketball team. So happy for them. Happy for this program. Rick Barnes was cast off from Texas. Said he was too old, that the game passed him by. He did less with more. And look where he is now. Look where he is now. Man, Tennessee needed this, man. Athletic program needed this. Happy for him.
I couldn't agree more.
Man.
Give Rick Barnes that Coach of the Year award.
Yes.
Do it. It's not even close in my opinion. You got the other coach that's competing with him. It's got a giant cloud of the FBI hanging over his program. It's got to be Rick.
The only debate is
Rick, man.
Whether Rick Barnes is national Coach of the Year, and I think that one might be a hard one to reel in, just because what Tony Bennett's.
I think it's gonna be
do at
Tony
Virginia.
Bennett, but
I do too. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close vote.
I mean, to me, specifically, because Rick Barnes has not had even an inkling of involvement in this FBI scandal. The NCAA needs to embrace that. Obviously, the NCAA is not the sole voter on Coach of the Year, and it's, that's a whole different process. But just that right there, to me, sets him apart from so many guys that would be on the Coach of the Year list right now.
Technically, you could argue that Rick Barnes is slightly involved with those two Texas players that received money.
He's not involved with that.
If Rick
I'm not
Barnes
saying he is, but he is. Charlie said there's no ties to it whatsoever, but there are ties to it, unfortunately.
If Rick Barnes is to be believed, everything to do with those players happened after he left Texas.
And I believe him.
And since he's been at Tennessee in a bubble,
correct,
nothing has gone on that we know about. I mean,
other than him paying his assistant coaches.
Yes, that's his one NCAA violation thus far. He gave his assistant coach a raise.
Virginia hasn't been named in any, have they?
Malcolm Brogdon was on that latest Yahoo report.
You're right. You are correct.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour one of the Swain Event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Charlie Burris here. If you ever see me wearing a cool Tennessee-themed t-shirt on the show or out around town, I can tell you, it came from nothing too fancy. These guys have the most awesome vintage-style men's and women's t-shirt designs for all ages. From the TriStar to Sunsphere to Norris Lake, they have apparel for everything that you love about East Tennessee. And they don't just have t-shirts either. They also have blankets, glassware, koozies, stickers, and more. Find all of the incredible stuff that Nothing Too Fancy has to offer at 435 Union Avenue in downtown Knoxville or at nothingtoofancy.com. You'll love it. I promise everyone will be asking you where you got that cool t-shirt from. Again, it's Nothing Too Fancy. 435 Union Avenue in downtown Knoxville or nothingtoofancy.com.
No one will be selling pre-owned vehicles for less this month than Beatty Chevrolet. Find massive pre-owned savings on over 250 vehicles. Chevys, Toyotas, Hondas, Fords, Nissans, Jeeps, Subarus, and more. Save up to 50% off original MSRP. 50% off. Like this pre-owned 16 Chevy Malibu, now $13,995. And a pre-owned 14 Hyundai Santa Fe, $15,995. Plus, buy with confidence with the Beatty warranty for life.
Hyundai Santa Fe stock number P6279A, Malibu stock number P6311 plus tax activities. Subject to prior sales. Savings include all manufacturer and dealer incentives and rebates. Not all buyers will qualify with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Want a custom-themed tumbler, bottle, or koozie to show off your team spirit the way you want to? Look no further than Game Time Sidekicks. Every design has you, the fan, in mind. All of their tumblers, bottles, and koozies are double-walled, vacuum-insulated stainless steel, and their quality is second to none in the tumbler market. Game Time Sidekicks offers full-color tumblers with many different logo options, so fans will have something they are proud to carry around. With the holidays right around the corner, a Game Time Sidekicks product makes the perfect gift. Use promo code SWAIN at checkout to get 20% off your entire purchase at GameTimeSidekicks.com. They also offer $5 flat rate shipping. Be sure to check out the Game Time Workshop on the website and customize your tumbler. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekick.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's covered by most health insurance, with results in about 20 minutes. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. At some point in your life, you're going to need an attorney. You need a guy like Jared Castile with the law firm of Butler, Vines, and Babb. Jared Castile is East Tennessee born, and he understands what giving his all truly means. To Jared, every case is big and every client is important. He will aggressively push your case to make sure you are quickly paid every dollar that you deserve. Give Jared Castile a call, 865-244-3933, and talk with him directly. His office is located at 2701 Kingston Pike. So if you've been injured in a car wreck, let Jared Castile and Butler, Vines, and Babb fight for you.
Hey, Annie, you're the spokesperson for Toyota Knoxville, right?
That's right.
Why should I buy from Toyota Knoxville?
Are you looking for new or used vehicles?
Does it matter?
No, because Toyota Knoxville has over 390 new Toyotas on the ground and over 350 pre-owned vehicles available to choose from.
Okay, so big selection.
And a lifetime warranty at no charge on all new and select pre-owned vehicles.
A lifetime warranty.
A non-factory limited lifetime powertrain warranty with unlimited miles. Plus 30 years of experience in Knoxville, not just serving our customers, serving our community.
And the buying experience?
Hello, it's Toyota Knoxville. Read the reviews. Talk to anybody that's been there.
Okay. Where am I going?
Toyota Knoxville is at I-40 and the Lover Road exit. Go to Parkside Drive. You can't miss it.
Can I tell them Annie sent me?
I wish you would. If you're passionate about the car you drive, come meet the people that are passionate about the way they sell at Toyota Knoxville. ToyotaKnoxville.com. Warranty good at participating dealers.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union has helped people save money for almost 80 years. Whether it's free checking, financing a vehicle, or purchasing that new home, Alcoa 10 is here to help you. Better rates, better service. Check them out at atfcu.com.
Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Member NCUA.
Senior Home Assistance is East Tennessee's largest in-home care provider, and they're still growing. Right now, Senior Home Assistance is hiring full-time and part-time employees. If you or someone you know is looking for a rewarding career that changes people's lives, call Senior Home Assistance today. Our staff of compassionate providers help senior citizens and those with injuries or disabilities live in the comfort of their own home while providing families the comfort of knowing their loved one is well cared for. Senior Home Assistance has many openings right now. Call 865-769-4170 today or visit www.seniorhomeassistance.com for more information. That's 865-769-4170 or www.seniorhomeassistance.com. Senior Home Assistance is an equal opportunity employer.
865-200-5402 is the telephone number. Let's get to Turkey Man on the Beat Drop Waterproofing Hotline. Turkey Man, good morning.
We are the champions, my friends.
Yes.
And we'll keep on fighting till the end.
Yes, sir.
That's the best thing to do, guys. Love you.
That's it? That's all you got, Turkey Man?
Simple, to the point.
Wow.
He's out. He is out.
He said,
deuces.
To the point, huh?
Just came on, sung a little Queen, and bounced.
Turkey Man didn't do a bad job at that either.
No. Much better than I could do right now.
Your voice is not that bad, actually.
If I tried to sing right now, it would be that bad.
All right, sing what Turkey Man just did.
All right, this is seriously me trying to sing at the moment with the way my throat is. Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yeah, I'm looking away from because I don't want to laugh. So I'm looking away.
Hit it, Ben.
We are the champions, my friends. We'll keep on fighting till the end. That did not feel good either.
That's rough.
I did sing the national anthem beautifully on Saturday night, though.
That was awesome. For anyone who wasn't there, they had a fan-led national anthem that was very, very cool. I wish they would do that at more games.
Was it the Fergie?
Oh, it was better than
version?
Fergie.
It was the Fergie version, but the crowd sang it. Very sultry and slow and awful. No, it was actually great. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Ben, I'm gonna do you the same way I do my 9-year-old or my 2 or 3-year-old when they sing. Regardless of how they sound, I'm gonna say, man, that's excellent, baby. That's great. Good job. You sound like a prince, Ben. He sounded, in their case, I say princess.
Why is he standing like that?
Yeah. So Ben's working on his Bitmoji.
Little avatar character on your phone.
Yeah, and
it just struck a questionable pose. I can't go through with this.
So
I was happy with my product. I'm no longer happy.
So what was this, Charlie? About 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think man's getting a little too comfortable with us.
No, it was like the beginning of the summer.
Was it? Okay.
It's been like a year-long thing.
So beginning of the summer, we all chilling, whatever. And I don't know what brought this up. Maybe we were talking about basketball. Again, I think Ben is getting way too comfortable with us. So I don't know how the subject came up. But Ben proceeds to tell us that he's been told multiple times.
By multiple people.
By multiple people.
I'm being serious.
He's being serious. Like, for real. So everybody stop laughing and stop making me laugh. I'm trying to be serious here. Ben has been told multiple times by multiple people that he looks like Steph Curry.
Not from the front, from the side. And look, and Charlie can attest because he pulled up a picture one day and was like, I can see it.
I have at times agreed.
Dude, Charlie's just trying to be a friend, man. Charlie's just trying to be a friend. See, I'm being a better friend by telling you the truth.
But it's not the truth. I do kind of look like him with the way I have that little smirk and then from the side.
So Ben's over here. He's making this Bitmoji. and Ben's like, hey, man, what kind of chin should I make? Should I have a booty chin?
I did not say that.
Like a John Travolta? Or, what kind of chin should I make?
Do I have a cheek line?
I'm like, man, you should make it with Steph Curry chin. He's like, what kind of nose should I have? I'm like, you should have a Steph Curry nose. What about my cheek line? I'm trying to make you should have a Steph Curry cheek line. So then he goes and he puts the clothes on the Bitmoji. You got to dress him up, right? So he's like, I'm gonna put him in the Grizzlies. I'm gonna put him in the Grizzlies jersey.
I said I wasn't.
No, I'm gonna put him in a Predators jersey. I go, no, you should put it in the Warriors jersey. And he was like, well, what kind of baseball team does Steph Curry like? So we looked up, during the break, and come to find out, he's a Red Sox fan. And Ben is a freaking Yankees fan, man.
I now hate Steph Curry.
But you look just like him, right?
Yes, from the side. Because if you ever look, when he grows out his beard, it doesn't grow in fully on his cheek like mine does. And so when he smirks and kind of grins from the side, we look the same. I look.
Okay, I just tweeted out a picture of Ben and Steph Curry side by side.
Where'd you get a picture of me from?
And we're friends on Facebook, Ben.
We are?
According to Facebook, yes.
Why did you use that picture of him, man?
Because it was like
What
straight
pictures
on.
did you use?
Because I don't want to use any of Ben's like friends and family.
Well, I don't care.
I don't know if your friends and family are okay
Let me
with
see
me
what-
blasting out a picture of them to 8,000 people.
You use a picture of him eating ice cream.
Oh my
like
God!
Jonathan Combo.
But to me,
use that picture of me.
I think that this picture makes you look like Steph Curry. Like I think people are gonna say that you do look like him in these two that I.
But I look most like him when my beard is like patchy like his, and I like had the little grin from the side. That's when we look the same. Look, I sold shoes at a big sporting goods store for 4 years, and I had some random person, 2 people, come up to me and tell me that I look like Steph Curry.
How many?
Yes.
2?
2.
Oh, man. Whoa.
Man, that's a lot of people.
So this is going to go.
It's more than I've ever told me I look like Steph Curry. So.
This is going to go either really, 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 really bad or really, really good here. People will agree with you.
Well, I guarantee people won't agree because they won't dig deep into it, and
Right.
people don't see me enough.
Lisa has weighed in. She says, in this pick, yes.
Ah-ha.
All right, there you go. So
Tally 1 for Ben.
1. You got
Now
1. We got to make a tally.
We got to make a tally. The reason I remember why this conversation got brought up because I used to always remind Charlie that he looks like, who is it, Seth Rogen? Is that who he looks like?
Yes.
Yeah, and Jadetta, the classic man, the rapper. He looked just like him.
Yes.
Back when he had his beard a little bit longer.
Look like a Mennonite.
Yeah.
And then Tennessee, and the 10 in Tennessee is the number 10. He says no.
All right, so 1 to 1.
1-1.
No, sorry, man. It's not gonna.
Nealon Mafia said, "Oh my God." I don't know whether that's a tally or not a tally.
I'm so excited about these replies.
Why'd you use a picture
Brent
of me eating
said
ice cream?
Totally Steph.
Because I said that was the only one that I found that was just you in your top few, and I don't want to put a picture out of like your family. I don't know if they're like comfortable.
You got to crop. Yeah, use the
with
crop
me.
option.
You could have cropped the ice cream out. My girlfriend caught me slipping in that picture, Charlie.
Dang, Charlie, why you didn't crop the ice cream out? Man?
You could have chopped the ice cream out.
He looks like he's on a recruiting visit with Butch Jones and company.
That was my bad. Yeah.
Ben looks like a 5-star though.
Bob Shoop is right out of the frame.
Yeah.
Holding an ice cream.
Well, I will say that ice cream is the best ice cream in town. And if you want to know where to get it, slide in my DMs and I'll let you know.
God, we can tell that you look pretty happy there, Ben. You're displaying your Steph Curry smile.
My roommates and I kid you not, made like 100 trips to that ice cream place during the summer.
You look really happy.
I was.
865-200-5402. All right, so we got to get to Attaboy, man. What a great weekend. We got touchdown turnover coming up. We got Attaboy coming up. Hour 3, we'll talk to Grant Ramey, 247 Sports, talk about this basketball team. They got they got the championship, but now they get some rest. Is this rest going to be beneficial, or could it be a situation where we've seen teams really, really do a lot in the regular season and getting themselves a bye and then coming out flat when they do play? So we'll talk about all that with Grant Ramey. Go Vols 24/7. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 1 of the Swain Event is brought to you by Toyota Knoxville. Stop by Toyota Knoxville to see their great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. They are located conveniently off the Lover Road exit at 10415 Parkside Drive, right here in Knoxville.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do you do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
More than 20 million Americans suffer from gallbladder disease, and if you're one of them, Premier Surgical Associates can help. Gallbladder removal is one of the most common and safe surgeries available, and Premier has experienced physicians who are trained in the latest techniques for diagnosing and surgically treating gallbladder disease. Don't keep putting up with the pain. Visit premiersurgical.com right now to find out all the ways they can help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
Cryptology Escape Rooms in Pigeon Forge is the area's top-rated new attraction. With 4 unique escape room experiences to choose from, Cryptology has something for everyone. At Cryptology, you and your friends have 1 hour to solve the clues, riddles, and puzzles that lead to your escape. From first-timers to seasoned escape room pros, Cryptology has something for everyone. This is an experience you have to see to believe. Located on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge, Cryptology is a short trip from Knoxville. Come see for yourself why thousands of satisfied visitors have rated Cryptology the best escape room experience in East Tennessee. Cryptology is also a great place for corporate team building exercises or holiday outings. Visit cryptologywithak.us now or call 865-366-1796 for more information or to book your Cryptology experience. That's cryptologywithak.us or 865-366-1796. If you need a better night's sleep, you have to visit Better Mattress. With 6 area locations in Maryville, Knoxville, and Oak Ridge, there is a Better Mattress near you. Locally and employee-owned with exclusive mattresses handcrafted in East Tennessee, there really is not another place like Better Mattress in town. Not only do they know what they're doing, they care about what they're doing. Better Mattress has a worry-free 100-night guarantee. Get started now. Visit BetterMattress.com. That's BEDRmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Good night just got better.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1-year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
As the weather grows colder, insects begin to become dormant. That does not mean that you don't need to safeguard your home from pests. Now is the perfect time to begin treatment to prevent issues in the spring. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control handle all of your pest control needs. Southeast is locally and family owned and has been in business since 1971. They are a full-service pest control company that includes mosquito treatments, bed bugs, fall invaders, spring issues, carpenter bees, etc. They even offer liquid termite treatments with the market's best termiticide. There are no salesmen to deal with. The technicians give the pricing and provide the service, and the owners are always available. So contact Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 and online at southeasttermite.com.
All right, so we have a poll update for you. The question is, does Ben McKee look like Steph Curry? And
some of these responses.
I want to say we are at 9-5. 9 no's and 5 yeses.
9 no's?
Yeah, so far.
I think you're adding an extra tally every time somebody
No.
says no.
You think when someone responds and they say like, "Oh my gosh," or a laughing emoji, you count that as a yes.
Well, how do we know that it's a no?
I don't count it. I don't count that one.
That's a good point.
I don't count that one.
You counted it as a no?
No, I didn't. There's a lot more replies than 14.
Well, I think that screenshot that Charlie just read off to us, I think that just is the ultimate sign that I do.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. The voting continues. 865-200-5402 is the telephone number. Swain Event TV, driven by Toyota Knoxville, ToyotaKnoxville.com. Tennessee SEC champions. But we got an update on the Jumbotron, and someone told us that there's no crane set up. There's no
like construction barrier. This from someone who, according to the Twitter bio, is a UT student, and so I assume they're down there for an 8 a.m. And there ain't nothing set up yet. Myself and Ben will be down there for Rick Barnes' press conference around noon today.
And we're going to do a Periscope.
And we will be Periscoping
Like
from
15
right
minutes.
outside an actual live, hey, here it is, update. And the folks can see what's going on there.
Gotta make sure y'all get credit, though. Gotta make sure y'all get credit. Gotta have credit.
Yes.
Credit.
Well, I'm definitely going to tweet out multiple times. Hey, make sure that you credit this update.
Gotta credit y'all
to Charlie Burris and Ben McKee.
Gotta make sure y'all get the credit, man.
Make sure no one forgets. I'm going to tweet at people that do forget and tell them. So
you gotta get credit for that video. Gotta make sure.
Yep.
Make sure. I can't believe folks saying that Ben looks like Steph Curry. It's actually close, man. It's a close race here.
Lisa White says, "Which pick is Ben?"
Ooh.
I am the one in the NBA jersey making millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, I can see Ben walking into the Curry's home while Aisha's cooking, and she's taping a show for
hey baby
her Food Network show, and she says, "Hey Steph, you want to try this recipe?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure." And she doesn't know the difference.
Look right here on the front page of WBIR. I just opened WBIR to check the weather. The very first story, biggest story on here, says East Tennessee boy with rare bone disease meets Steph Curry, and it's a picture of Ben just right there.
That's true. That's true.
That's real if you look on the front page of WBR.
My mentions right now are probably the greatest it ever has been or ever will be.
Yeah.
There are actual things to talk about.
Absolutely.
Well, one real last quick funny thing. The amount of people that responded to me this over the weekend talking about butt naked candles made me really happy. I had several people mention butt naked candles in some form or fashion to me.
Boy. Tennessee, man, out-rebounded, only 4 turnovers, 5-point win over Georgia. I don't know, man. It's just something about Georgia. They're not that good, but against Tennessee, they just play a whole lot better. I mean, Georgia was hitting shots from the outside, something they don't do very well. They was running some really good offensive sets, executing those sets, something they have not done all season long. Rick Barnes, very complimentary of Mark Fox, who may or may not be the coach next year. But when it's against Tennessee, man, he always the coach's best basketball. And we've had trouble against Georgia, man. Rick Barnes is now 1-5 against Georgia, and the one being the win on Saturday. But
the one is all that matters, though.
You're right about that. Tennessee's junior day was electric.
Bumping.
From what I've heard. We'll try to get on Ryan Callahan. Just got a message from him. So we'll try to get him on in the third hour.
I did notice the recruits, and maybe this will make folks feel pretty good about what's happening over there in the football facility since we haven't talked about them today. So the recruits all sit in this one section beside the students. And I think it's a very weird placement. So, like, there's the student pit where everybody stands up, and it's just kind of that raucous, like, is that what you would call it, the pit, right?
Unfortunately, it
behind
is
the basket?
That's what it's called?
Yeah,
Yes.
Whatever it is. It used
is
to be the
called
Rocky
the
Top
pit.
Rowdies or whatever.
It's still called the Rocky Top Rowdies.
It's still called the people are called the Rocky Top Rowdies.
Okay, so that section.
The section is called the pit.
Okay, and right beside it is where the recruits sit. And I looked a few times, and the recruits were actually like up and hype during parts of the game, like actually kind of getting into it. I was like, look at this.
Several football players
good.
in attendance hosting.
Yep.
Well, I say several. I only saw 2, but
Alvin was
there. Well, I saw 3. Saw Drew Richmond, Will Ignat, Jordan Allen. Alvin was there. Had a huge standing ovation from the crowd, which was really cool to see. My mom is in love with Alvin.
Mrs. Curry?
Yes, Mrs. Curry.
Yes.
Mama Curry loves some Alvin Kamara, and so she follows him on social media and whatnot. And when she realized that he was in Knoxville, it was her goal to make sure that she saw him. And as my parents were leaving the game on Saturday, Alvin drove by in a golf cart. And if that article that was done on him by Sports Illustrated mentioned that people always tell Alvin that they love him, and then he'll say it back. So my mom yelled at Alvin, "Alvin, I love you." And Alvin was nice and waved back. I don't think he said that he loved her back, but that was like made my mom's entire
I'm sure
weekend.
he does, though.
Oh, Alvin, man of the people.
He is, man. He is. So, remember we had some questions about, when Alvin said the situation in Tennessee, kind of used a naughty word to describe it.
They were on some other
beep. And people thought that, maybe he had some type of, sour feeling towards Tennessee, like the whole entire, school and the fans and everything. And no, it's just that coach, that situation. But he loves the fans. The fans love him. This is the time when he was able to show how much he's grown up, and he's named the captain. I thought he had a great experience, except for being underutilized, underdeveloped, and not playing much. But other than that, I thought Alvin had a great 2 years, man.
Yeah.
Named captain. Coming from JUCO, that doesn't happen a lot.
Alvin's the man. I think he's going to be loved by Tennessee fans for as long as he lives, just because his personality and things like that. Every time he comes back to Knoxville and comes back to campus, he's going to receive a loud ovation.
I love you.
I can't wait till one day when he's able to come to a football game and kind of walk out into the end zone during a media timeout or at the end of a quarter. 102,000 people cheering for him. It's going to be really cool. It will be like a Peyton Manning type moment almost. I mean, or Josh Dobbs. Like, that's how much people – I know people that love Alvin more than Josh Dobbs, and that's saying something.
That's okay. That's okay. All right, so attaboy today has to go definitely to the Tennessee Volunteers for winning the SEC. But individually, Shaquem Griffin from Central Florida, the linebacker. And it's really fun to make fun of Central Florida for claiming a national championship and then going overboard and getting T-shirts printed and having a parade and being recognized at the Pro Bowl on all these things and their tweets and stuff like that. And that's funny. Like, that's funny to, deal with that. But their linebacker, who was born with a deformed left hand, which was amputated when he was 4 years old. The dude has went on to be the Defensive Player of the Year in the AAC. He ran a 4.38 40 at the combine at linebacker. 4.38 40, folks, at linebacker. Then on Saturday, day before, or the event before the 40, he pushed out 20 reps on 225.
With a prosthetic arm.
225, 20 times. 4.38 40, 20 reps at 225. The prosthetic arm.
I hope my Steelers draft him. That's a guy I want to root
Wow.
for.
Wow.
He's a killer.
Don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do anything.
No.
That you can't be something. That just because you're born this way or you have these certain set of circumstances that you have to deal with that you can't overcome. Don't let anyone ever tell you that.
No.
Because Griffin has proven that you can do anything. Little update for your Steelers. They are going to tag Le'Veon Bell.
Not surprising.
That's what I just saw.
Not surprising.
They don't want to pay him any money.
Long term. Well, no, they want to pay him. They just don't trust him. They don't know what. Well, he's got a bad injury history, and he doesn't have the cleanest off the field record either.
You know what this tells me? All young kids playing football. You can play running back for a little bit because you might be the best athlete on the team. But when you want to get serious about what you're going to play at the next level, do not play running back.
No.
Because one of the best backs in the entire league.
The best back. All around back.
Can't get a serious deal.
No.
Can't get a long-term deal.
I want to add on Griffin real quick. The coolest thing I saw about his performance at the Combine is over the weekend I saw several videos of kids, middle school age, young high school kids, like with one arm, and them tweeting, "Hey, you're inspiring me to be like you." And I think that was the most powerful thing in regards to Griffin over the weekend. It was really cool to see.
Unreal, man. Unreal. I can't wait to see what team he goes to. I'll be a fan of that team.
I won't be a fan of the team. I'll root for the player.
Unless it's the Packers or something.
Well, the
Packers, we have a problem.
He's gonna be a Patriot, isn't he? Speaking of which, did you see the tweet that involved Bill Belichick, of where there's the white wide receiver from, I believe it was SMU, was running the 40, I believe. So the first picture was him. The second picture was the first picture was Bill Belichick looking into binoculars. The second picture was the white receiver running the 40, and then the second picture was like Bill Belichick, like this crazy look in his eyes, like I need to get him. It was the most hysterical thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who he gets. He'll get him, coach him up, and there'll be a Pro Bowler probably. 'Cause that's Bill Belichick.
And a final attaboy here, and thank you to Lisa for sending this in. I saw this over the weekend, but it slipped my mind for attaboy. Christian Coleman coming through. Won the IAAF World Indoor Championship in Birmingham, England with a 6.37 second 60-meter dash. Dude is just, I mean, he is speed in human form.
I mean, it was just a championship weekend for the Tennessee Vols.
It really was.
And then we're about to go to St. Louis and pick up another SEC championship, which I'd like to talk about later on in the show because Tennessee got a very favorable draw.
Yes.
Very, very.
Yes.
Tennessee has already beaten 5 of the 6 teams it could potentially face through the semifinals of the SEC tournament. It's huge.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, Hour 2, brought to you by Premier Surgical, PremierSurgical.com.
Hour 2 of the Swain Event is brought to you by Premier Surgical Associates. Visit PremierSurgical.com to find out about all the procedures and services they offer to help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
By now, you know that Mooyah has the best burgers in Knoxville. Their beef is never frozen, they have all-natural turkey burgers and black bean veggie burgers, not to mention they make their buns in-house every day. But now, you can also get 100% all-beef hot dogs or, wait for it, all-natural chicken sandwiches. Trust me, these chicken sandwiches put chicken restaurants to shame. So stop into Mooyah and taste the difference. Located at 7301 Kingston Pike, right by Better Mattress. It's 2018 and some big things are having their 60th anniversary this year. NASA was formed, the microchip was invented, Elvis was inducted into the Army, and B-Dry was formed. That's right, B-Dry has been providing peace of mind to homeowners and doing business on a handshake for 60 years. B-Dry offers basement waterproofing, crawl space waterproofing, and approved foundation repair solutions. Protect your biggest asset with a trustworthy company that stands behind their services with some of the best warranties in the industry. Contact B-Dry today at 865-622-5838 or online at bdry.com for a free estimate. Financing is available. Be sure to mention you heard about B-Dry on the Swain Event and receive up to $500 off your full perimeter solution.
If you often experience pain and indigestion after large meals, this could be symptomatic of gallbladder disease. If you're among the 20 million Americans who are suffering from gallbladder disease, Premier Surgical is here for you. Premier has board-certified surgeons who are experts in gallbladder removal. You don't have to keep suffering from gallbladder pain. Go to PremierSurgical.com right now to find out more information. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
If you need a better night's sleep, you have to visit Better Mattress. With 6 area locations in Maryville, Knoxville, and Oak Ridge, there is a Better Mattress near you. Locally and employee-owned with exclusive mattresses handcrafted in East Tennessee, there really is not another place like Better Mattress in town. Not only do they know what they're doing, they care about what they're doing. Better Mattress has a worry-free 100-night guarantee. Get started now. Visit BetterMattress.com. That's BEDRmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Good night just got better.
Gentlemen, when it comes to health and quality of life, there are numbers every man needs to know, including our testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and is covered by most health insurance, with results in about 20 minutes. Low T levels can make you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Low T Center's physicians specialize in treating low T in men. Listen to me here. They know men's health and are reinventing men's health care. Call 865-392-1388 or go to lowtcenter.com. VFL's Jason Swain and Todd Kelly with another update on Smoothie King, the healthy alternative to fast food. Fitness blends, slim blends, wellness blends, and take a break blends are all on the menu at Smoothie King. In addition, we now have the delicious and nutritious coffee smoothies that will jumpstart your day and keep you running when you need an afternoon pick-me-up.
Swain, Smoothie King has been the place I can count on for a healthy meal or snack since 1999. They truly are a healthy alternative to fast food. My go-to smoothies are still the chocolate gladiator and the chocolate shredder with the scoop of peanut butter. Smoothie King definitely helps me keep up the demands of work and a busy lifestyle.
Man, I hear you, TK. I got to stay in shape to keep up with my growing family and all that they're doing. Smoothie King helps me stay energized and ready to meet whatever the day brings. Make the Sip by Sip program part of your life. Use Smoothie King as a meal replacement 5 or more times a week, and you'll notice a difference.
Swain, you and Smoothie King are both legit. We need to get to Smoothie King right now, Swaino. I need a chocolate gladiator with some peanut butter, and I can truly say I'm a Smoothie King for life.
Smoothie King, delicious and nutritious. The healthy alternative to fast food.
Don't forget the peanut butter.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hour 2 is brought to you by Premier Surgical and PremierSurgical.com.
If you ever had surgery, you may have experienced sticker shock when you received all of your bills. There's one for the surgeon, one for the facilities, blah, blah, blah. It can be overwhelming with how much they throw at you. But Premier Surgical Associates here in Knoxville has another way. They offer package pricing for their laparoscopic gallbladder surgery and also select hernia procedures. And they're all performed at the Premier Surgery Center over on Paper Mill Drive. It's one bill, and you know the total cost up front before you ever even have surgery. It's exceptional care at an affordable price. So visit PremierSurgeryPackages.com right now, and you can find out more about all of the excellent services that they offer. That's Premier Surgical Associates in Knoxville. Expertise you can trust.
865-200-5402. There's no crane kneeling yet.
According to reports.
According to reports, I guess. Don't worry, guys. It's happening.
Well, don't worry. The real reporters will be on the scene after the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, the ones that go to all the media availability.
Now there's been no crane sighting, but there was a sighting over the weekend. This worth talking about. And a report to go along with the sighting.
We saw Bigfoot
out in the wild. It literally does kind of look like a Bigfoot picture.
Littlefoot.
Yeah, Littlefoot.
Littlefoot.
Butch Jones got spotted in the bookstore at Alabama, and it really does kind of look like a Bigfoot. Like he's walking by, and it's his sort of silhouette, and he's looking at something or somebody, dressed in all black, including his little shoes and
little tap shoes.
Yes, and apparently, according to a report from multiple Alabama outlets, he's expected to become an offensive analyst at Alabama. And all I have to say is, have fun with the life championships,
Good
Alabama.
Job.
You
Job,
take
Nick
them.
Saban.
Take all of Tennessee's life championship banners. You can have them. Put them up. Claim all of the life championships that you want. We all know Alabama loves claiming championships. They never won. So just take them, and please take it all. Take the poison that is Butch Jones and take him away from us.
Good hire.
Great hire.
Nick
Yes.
Saban. Good job, man. Good job. Awesome.
Congratulations.
So Tennessee actually is in a better spot. It looks being the second seed in the SEC tournament as opposed to the number 1 seed. Right before break, we kind of teased that the road may be a little bit easier to the finals of the SEC tournament. You guys are going up there to St. Louis here soon, but Charlie, you have the bracket right there.
Yep.
Okay, so on Tennessee's side of the bracket, they are the 2 seed, and they will play one of LSU or Mississippi State on Friday night at 6 p.m.
Should be either one of those teams.
Yes, it has to be. It will be one of those.
You can't lose that game.
Yes, that one. Tennessee should without a doubt make it to at least the semifinals. Like that's period. They should be one game away from the final.
It would be a disappointment if they one and done.
Very much so. And then who they will potentially face in the semifinal is one of these 4 teams. South Carolina is the 11 seed, Ole Miss is the 14, Arkansas is the 6th, and Florida is the 3. Tennessee has beaten every single team that I mentioned except Arkansas at that 6 seed. So a very, very favorable draw for Tennessee.
Yeah, the one team that gives me worries is Arkansas. I don't want to have to deal with Daniel Gafford.
Florida, too, on a neutral floor.
Florida doesn't scare me.
Baffert is that dude, man.
Yes.
Barford?
Yeah.
Jalen Barford.
Barford, okay. Barford.
Jalen Barford, Daryl Macon, Daniel Gafford. How they are a 6 seed is baffling. They have, I believe on senior night, they had 7 seniors honored on senior night. So Arkansas, for me, is a sneaky pick to win the whole thing. I think they're honestly, I think
wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think they'll handle Florida. Florida has no inside presence that can stop Daniel Gafford, and Gafford is my SEC Freshman of the Year. Actually, never mind. Probably Colin Sexton, but that's neither here nor there. But Gafford is up there. Is my point.
Gafford was more consistent.
Yes, 100%. I don't like Tennessee having to deal with Gafford either, especially Tennessee tends to struggle rebounding the basketball. Now, Tennessee did go wire to wire with Arkansas in Bud Walton Arena, took them to overtime and ultimately lost. But I'd rather deal with Arkansas than Missouri, Texas A&M, Auburn, Kentucky, or Alabama.
Well, you know, Arkansas has a worse record than they should because they play away games.
Yes.
At Bud Walton Arena, they look like a totally different team.
They look like an NBA team.
I mean, they look phenomenal. But on the road, they look totally different. And guess where the SEC tournament takes place? Not at Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah.
So let's see if Arkansas can play the same type of basketball. But I agree with you. I think they are more than capable of winning the whole deal. They are more than capable of upsetting, us if we are matched up against them. They are a potential matchup nightmare. But our guard play is better. Admiral Schofield is now stepped up to, I think, be the best player right now on our team.
Oh, 100%.
And then you have Lamonte Turner, who has identified himself as being our clutch player. When you need a basket in crunch situations, you can go to number 1, Lamonte Turner, and he can make a play for you. So I like our chances with really anyone there on that side of the region. And I agree with you 100%. The second seed has the better draw, man.
I agree.
It is that for sure.
And obviously Tennessee has something to play for in this tournament, trying to win an SEC tournament champions and kind of vindicate themselves in the sense that if they win it, then nobody can kind of pull the, you're co-champions to Auburn thing anymore. If Tennessee does end up winning the tournament. But Tennessee's also still playing for tournament seeding, and I think they're playing for a huge advantage because I believe it was Joe Lunardi, or was it Jerry Palm, who now has Tennessee as a 3 seed playing in Nashville.
That had to be Lunardi because Palm had him in.
One of them had them playing in
not Nashville.
Yeah, yes.
I can't remember exactly where it was. But
I can't either. But playing in Nashville would be absolutely huge for this basketball team the first weekend of the tournament. It would be a home game for Tennessee.
Yeah, Lunardi.
And then on top of that, if Tennessee were to make it to the Sweet 16, they would go to Atlanta. So if Tennessee, and even in Atlanta, I think Tennessee would have a huge home advantage there as well because Tennessee fans, they're going to travel. I think Tennessee fans are slowly, they've fallen in love with this basketball team in my opinion, and I think if Tennessee can make it to Nashville, make it to Atlanta, they're going to have a big advantage on their side. So I think it's important that they come out and win a game or two in the SEC tournament. That way maybe they can lock up that trip to Nashville and have a huge advantage in the tournament.
If they make the final in the SEC tournament, I would say it's pretty much a lock they'll be playing in Nashville. in my opinion, because likely they'll be a 2 seed. Actually, if they just make the final. That's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm not a bracketologist. I'm not Joe Lenardi. But from everything that I've seen and the things that people have said about Tennessee, I think that would be the outcome. They'd be a 2 seed and play Nashville.
Charlie Lenardi.
But otherwise, and just think about that, a 2 seed. A 2 seed.
They picked us.
Even a 3
to finish 13th.
Dude, even a 3 seed is so insane, man.
I think it's easy for us as fans and people that speculate and cover this basketball team to say, yeah, man, they're playing for a better seed, or they're playing for a chance to be SEC tournament champions. I'm going to make it simple. They're just trying to play their best basketball right now. This is the time of the year where if you just focus on playing your best ball, then everything else will take care of itself. This is a time. Just play your best basketball. And maybe you play your best basketball and Kentucky plays their best basketball and you meet and you may lose. But chances are, when you get into the NCAA tournament and you continue to play your best basketball, you're not going to run into a bunch of teams that's going to play their best. You got to play your best basketball when it matters the most. And to me, it's not all about just winning the tournament, and that's great because we can win the tournament while not playing our best and then stumble into the NCAA tournament and then lose in the first or second game. So I would rather just focus on just playing our best ball. What did Rolf Weekly say? You have a standard that you play to, not a scoreboard.
Play to the standard, not the scoreboard.
So we got to play to a standard and let the scoreboard take care of itself. Because if you are Tennessee and you play your best ball, and let's say you are Kentucky, the example I just used, and obviously they have more talent, but if they play their best basketball, then Kentucky should win. But Kentucky has not done that this season. That's why they're like 5th or 6th or 7th or whatever. Which I find any commentator or any media member from the state of Kentucky who tries to throw some shade at Tennessee by saying we're claiming a SEC title because Auburn still has the head-to-head win over us is Butch Jones-like. I find that to be really comical.
How is it claiming when the SEC honors it?
I saw that tweet. I think it's from like Kyle Tucker or something like that.
There's 2 of them. I can't remember. The other one used to be a former Kentucky walk-on, backup, white point guard.
I just think that's funny coming from like a Kentucky fan because this is what people do when they didn't achieve their goals or they fell off the bucket. They try to pull you down.
Yep.
Like y'all are the most embarrassing story in the SEC. But y'all want to throw shade on the team that beat you twice. That was picked 13th in the country, 13th in the conference, and y'all draft players each and every year. But you allow yourself to be that insecure, that salty to even say that? You should be ashamed of yourself if you're a Kentucky fan, thinking that way, or even let alone saying it, or a media member. Like that joke, it may be a little bit funny, but it's kind of pathetic and sad when you think about it.
I mean,
y'all got
trying to get retweets.
NBA talent.
Yep.
And y'all don't just get beat by Tennessee. You got beat by half the league. So Kentucky fans, media members, just sit this one out when it comes to jokes.
Group them together.
Just sit this one out when it comes to jokes. You really don't have any room to be joking right now. You look silly.
Very.
Look really silly. But I just think we need to focus on playing our best ball and everything will take care of itself. But, yeah. It'll be great to win the tournament because you don't share that with anybody. It's only one.
And then there will no longer be Kentucky media members / fans joking on Tennessee for claiming a co-championship. My thing is, how is Tennessee claiming it when the SEC honors it and recognizes it? This isn't Alabama 1941 football season where they're 5-5 and claiming a national championship.
We call that a troll. We call that trolling.
Oh yeah, he's just trying to get retweets because he knows the Kentucky fans will buy into it.
That was a troll. Troll of the year right there.
Oh, 100%.
I think I saw that dude. Somebody looked up his career stats at Kentucky. He had like 3 rebounds and that was it, like 0 points.
I
His
scored as
entire
many points
career.
as him in his career.
I'd have to look to make sure, but it was something that was just like comical, and like his bio was like former Kentucky basketball player. Like, yeah, sort of. Like, you were on the roster technically.
Former Kentucky
but you didn't
bench
really
warmer.
play.
Former Kentucky bench warmer / walk on. Former Kentucky water boy. Which team do we want to face in the SEC championship game? If say a miracle happens,
I want Kentucky.
Not a miracle, but I want Auburn. I want to beat Bruce. I want Auburn head to head. I want Auburn. I want Tennessee to put a stomping in Auburn.
Sorry. Todd Lanter's complete. This was the guy from Kentucky. His complete stat line for his entire 4-year career at Alabama, 2012.
Alabama.
I'm sorry, at Kentucky, 2012 to 15. 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 foul.
see, I hate bringing up the dude stats because then we fall into the stereotype or this narrative that you can't criticize a comment unless you're a baller.
You can criticize it,
but because then the people who didn't play the game they disqualify themselves by not being able to comment because they didn't play the game. So I hate doing that, but it is funny. I just want to make sure we're not too serious about throwing in his stats for a reason why he shouldn't be saying anything.
But he
just that what he said was stupid, regardless if he played or not.
He criticizes Tennessee's team, and I say, sir, how involved were you with Kentucky's championships when you were on the team?
What do you mean?
Okay. Do not criticize this team's accomplishments when you know, if you're when you're coming from a spot of where you didn't even contribute to the ones of the teams that you were on. Like, to me, like, I get it. You can say, don't forget it's a co-SEC championship or whatever. There were Tennessee fans saying that. Annoying ones, but nonetheless some. And I just don't like that. You can say whatever you want, though. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't say, but I can still make fun of your stats because you just sat on the bench.
Because you suck. He probably could beat me one-on-one, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, man, you can look at the cup half full or half empty. Tennessee won the regular season championship, and the team that also had the same exact conference record won it too. Both teams achieved more than what people thought they would achieve at the beginning of the season. You can look at it with the cup half empty and say, well, they're co-SEC champions. Who cares, man? No, Michigan and Nebraska won the championship in 1997.
What does my hat say?
It says 2018 basketball champions, SEC.
All right.
And on the inside, it has your initials.
It does?
Yes, SC. Steph Curry.
Some of these comments that I have been getting are off the wall. Somebody did just tweet at us and say, was Butch in the bookstore looking for goal line offense for dummies? No, he was looking for football for dummies. He needs to understand the game of football before he gets into the concept of goal line offenses.
They're not going to have that at the Alabama bookstore for sure. I mean, just saying.
John Tweet said.
Especially down the Bear Bryant Museum.
John Tweet said they're both white. What's that? That's true. Somebody
Who?
said.
Who both?
Steph and I. Well, technically Steph's not white. So, although he does.
Well. His mom and dad is really light skinned.
Yeah. Somebody said just clean your hair up and I can see it. Almost, but no. I don't know. Pretty similar. Don't know if anyone else has noticed, but Ben McKee sounds like Big Sean on the radio. Steve says, I can see it. Ha, 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 ha.
Someone.
Bean's reading all the Steph Curry ones.
So someone from the News Sentinel is down at the Jumbotron. This is Mike Patrick at the News Sentinel. Said the first photograph that will replace Butch Jones on the Neyland Jumbotron has arrived. It's rolled up on a trailer. And it is there from Sycamore Sign Service.
Let's do this.
Shout out to.
Let's do this. I got butterflies in my stomach.
Give credit where it's deserved.
The good folks at Sycamore finally bringing.
Give credit to that journalist. Who was it?
That was Michael Patrick at the News Sentinel.
Hey, let Michael Patrick know that you said it first, Michael.
Yes, don't let anyone forget. Make sure you get credit. Mr. Patrick.
Michael Patrick.
James says Ben needs a mouthpiece and chicken curry in his hand, and it's a yes for me.
Okay. In all seriousness, your eyes are similar to Steph Curry.
Well, here's the real
right in here, man. Just right here, right above the eyebrow and right below the eyebrow and right above the cheekbone. The eyes, you do look like Steph Curry.
I need you to ask your wife because she
ain't dealing with you, man. You said she looked like the little freshman point guard on the basketball team.
She does.
No, she don't. She look nothing like her. So
she don't like me at the moment.
She like you, but
I
told her that
down.
you said you look like Steph Curry, and she just busted out laughing. She didn't even respond to me. She just busted out laughing and just gave me that Laola. What's her last name? The actress.
Oh, for the Oscars last
night.
The
gift where she just gets up, grabs a person, just walks out.
I don't
That's
know.
what she did to me. She just laughed and
Well,
didn't do the same thing.
Here's the thing.
Room.
People always laugh it off at first, and then when they actually look up a picture and then look at me, they realize that they were wrong for laughing. That's what Charlie did. Charlie laughed me off, and I said, look it up. Charlie looked it up. He's like, I can see it. Is that butt naked chapstick?
It is not, in fact, butt naked chapstick. It's just regular. It's like kind of off-brand.
Ben is right, though. At first, we did laugh at him. It makes me remember of a Gandhi quote where he says, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. How about that, Ben?
Yes. Can you say that in your Black Panther voice?
Nah, man.
Joe Fada.
No, I'm not doing that. 865-200-5402. We're getting close, Ben. Getting close to you being voted as looking just like Steph Curry. But that's great, man. That's great. The Jumbotron. I didn't think they would do all of it at once, but you might as well. If it's going to take, 4 months to get a crane, you might as well do it all while you have the crane. Just do it all at once, right?
The thing I don't understand is.
Did you give him credit?
I gave credit. Yeah.
Let me make sure I give him some credit.
This is courtesy of, let me just say it again, Mike Patrick of the Knoxville News Sentinel.
All right. I might make sure I give him credit.
All right, so he tweeted out a picture that it's rolled up.
Yeah.
How is it
on
if
the back
it's
of a trailer?
If it's a digital photo, how's it rolled up? Somebody please explain this to me.
Why are you questioning the
It's
process?
I think it's just it's on like vinyl, I think.
No, it's like a digital lighting, I thought.
I don't think so. I think it's it is backlit for sure, but it's not. I think it's just a.
I thought it was a digital image.
If it was digital, wouldn't you just shut it off and put a new one up there?
That's why I've been confused the entire time.
Yeah, because I literally think they had to get a giant sign printed.
Where do you even do that?
Sycamore Sign Service.
Yeah, Sycamore Sign Service apparently is the people that do this.
Yeah. You think we can get one of those for the studio?
We already have a sign being taken
there's
care
a sign coming.
Well, we can get a ginormous one and just put it on top of the studio.
We have a sign. We got that taken care of.
Okay.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
I saw it. It looks dope.
Yeah, it'll be
as Rick Barnes would say.
It should be in and completed on Wednesday of this week. So
nice.
We are a few days away from being in our own studio.
How excited are you?
I'm nervous and I'm excited. I'm really nervous, man, because we had this idea a couple months ago and it's starting to come to fruition, and I'm getting nervous butterflies. I spent all weekend. I didn't really do much tweeting, but I spent all weekend putting up like sound panels and stuff like that for the Echo. So, and my hands are like so sore from like nailing and drilling and doing all these things, and I didn't sleep. Friday night I didn't go to bed till 4 in the morning, and then Saturday night I didn't go to bed till 3 in the morning. So, man, just been I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to serve the people. Give us a great viewing and listening experience. Just want to make sure the product is improved, and I really appreciate Tony again for allowing us to kind of be here and during the transition. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that, the app. But I do have nervous butterflies. Yeah, I'm like I'm nervous but optimistic at the same time. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. 865-200-5402. We'll talk to Grant Ramey at 9 o'clock. Talk about Tennessee basketball, Go Vols 24/7, and then 9:30, Ryan Callahan to go over Junior Day. Since we have a few minutes before the top of the hour. This is usually the time we do for what. Maybe this is appropriate. So, you know, we live in Tennessee, all right? And if you follow barbecue, there's certain regions of the country that a particular barbecue is known for, all right? So Texas, you got your Texas barbecue that uses a lot of peppers and uses mesquite wood. They're known for their brisket, all right? You have Kansas City barbecue, that red sweet sauce, and they do it all. Kansas City barbecue. And then you have your North Carolina barbecue, which is this vinegary sauce that's real thin. It's good. Then you have your Alabama barbecue. They got the white barbecue sauce and stuff like that. And then you got Tennessee, baby. Hickory all day long. Tennessee barbecue. From the edge of Memphis to the edge of the Tri-Cities, baby. Tennessee barbecue ain't nothing like it. But then you have these new places popping up trying to claim that they are barbecue headquarters. You got California, and then you have New York. And the Twitter account Munchies, which I would think that was a Twitter account.
I think it's part of Vice, if you know Vice.
Yeah.
I think it's like their food website.
Well,
they need to delete their account.
Well, the Twitter handle Munchies, I thought they were headquartered in Colorado, but I guess they're not. But the Twitter account Munchies tweeted out.
Yeah, it's Vice.
A picture of some New York barbecue. Now, Charlie, go back to the original tweet and what they said. It says, why is Brooklyn barbecue taking over the world? I mean, that's
bold.
A headline that makes you want to just click that link, right? That is clickbait at its finest, right? That it grabs your attention. New York barbecue taking over the world. Let me see what this is all about. And you click on the link. Even looking at the picture, you really don't have to click on the link to know this is a bunch of BS. So the picture is about 4 slices of brisket.
Like discolored looking, dried out, like looks like you ever had like fast food barbecue? Just it just
slight pinkering. The colors change on the meat, so you can tell it's been cut. Let's sit down a little bit. 2 Hawaiian rolls, just sitting on,
and they look like they've been squished.
Yeah, just 2. You know how small the Hawaiian rolls are. So 2 little small Hawaiian rolls, 4 little slices of brisket, and a little tray full of whole pickles, like just 2 little pickles,
and a mason jar of beer.
What kind of crap is this?
That needs to sit down somewhere.
So that is today's for what? What?
Like what?
That's
what
not
is,
how you do it.
What is this barbecue that they have like some of these? It's basically like think of barbecue but extremely pretentious. Like that's like they give you like 4 slices of meat and just like a single potato round, and then they call it that's your meal. It costs $40. If you've ever been to New York has some excellent food. Been there a few times. The food's always great, depending on where you go. I don't know about this barbecue, man. I haven't had it, admittedly, but like, don't make these kind of claims if you ain't got the business to back it up now.
Barrett Sallee with the greatest tweet of all time. Find somebody who loves you the way Tennessee fans love the Butch Jones picture finally coming off the Neyland Stadium scoreboard. Today is a great day.
It's a great day.
A beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day.
Winning championships on Saturday and removing rodents on Monday.
God, Ben, you are.
I'm fed up with Baby Shoes Butch.
Ben, you savage, man.
That's a low blow.
I mean, Steph Curry doesn't behave like that.
Have you seen him throw his mouthpiece at a ref before?
I saw him throw it at a fan before.
I've seen both.
You probably got a good point.
Well, he's my twin, so I would know.
865-200-5402. When we come back, we'll talk to Grant Ramey, 247 Sports. Tennessee basketball, SEC champions, picked 13th in the league to start the season. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Talk to Grant Ramey coming up next.
Hour 2 of the Swain Event is brought to you by Premier Surgical Associates. Visit premiersurgical.com to find out about all the procedures and services they offer to help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates, expertise you can trust.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do? We all should be responsible, but remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
More than 20 million Americans suffer from gallbladder disease, and if you're one of them, Premier Surgical Associates can help. Gallbladder removal is one of the most common and safe surgeries available, and Premier has experienced physicians who are trained in the latest techniques for diagnosing and surgically treating gallbladder disease. Don't keep putting up with the pain. Visit premiersurgical.com right now to find out all the ways they can help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
Cryptology Escape Rooms in Pigeon Forge is the area's top-rated new attraction. With 4 unique escape room experiences to choose from, Cryptology has something for everyone. At Cryptology, you and your friends have 1 hour to solve the clues, riddles, and puzzles that lead to your escape. From first-timers to seasoned escape room pros, Cryptology has something for everyone. This is an experience you have to see to believe. Located on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge, Cryptology is a short trip from Knoxville. Come see for yourself why thousands of satisfied visitors have rated Cryptology the best escape room experience in East Tennessee. Cryptology is also a great place for corporate team building exercises or holiday outings. Visit cryptologywithak.us now or call 865-366-1796 for more information or to book your Cryptology experience. That's cryptologywithak.us or 865-366-1796. If you need a better night's sleep, you have to visit Better Mattress. With 6 area locations in Maryville, Knoxville, and Oak Ridge, there is a Better Mattress near you. Locally and employee-owned with exclusive mattresses handcrafted in East Tennessee, there really is not another place like Better Mattress in town. Not only do they know what they're doing, they care about what they're doing. Better Mattress has a worry-free 100-night guarantee. Get started now. Visit bettermattress.com. That's BEDRmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Good night just got better.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1 year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
My man, Grant Ramey, Go Vols 24/7, joining us here on the B-Drive Waterproof Hotline. This is Go Vols 24/7 hour. We get Ryan Callahan on 9:30, but we're going to start it off with Grant to talk about this Tennessee basketball team. What an unbelievable atmosphere on Saturday, and Grant was there. Grant, good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Man, we are great. So Charlie said early in the show that it was so electrifying in there that when Admiral dunked, even the media members were like, "Oh boy," you know, they even reacted. Grant, did you react? Did you say, "Oh boy," on that dunk?
The sad thing is I'm trying to do so many different things during a game. Like we have a live thread on our website that we keep updated, and we got a tweet and stuff, and all that nonsense that usually I kind of have to judge about what's going on by what noise the crowd is making or kind of what's going on in the arena, especially road games. But when it's a home game and it's that crazy, I happened to look up about the time that Derek Obede was saving the ball behind him, and I saw Admiral just grab it kind of out of the corner of my eye, and just caught him just in time for that dunk, and I swear that had to be the loudest that arena I've ever heard it. Obviously, I haven't been in there as much as some people, but it's as loud as I've heard it in a long, long time, if not the loudest I've ever heard it. People talk about how much fans can make a difference at a game, especially in college basketball, home games versus road games. I don't know if Tennessee wins that game the other night against Georgia without the 22,000, what was it, 22,237 that was in the building. It was a crazy night.
So Grant, you mean tell me that you didn't hear Charlie saying, "Charlie, do it again"?
What, like a whoa?
Yeah.
Like just something like that.
Yeah, what was the reaction again? What did you say? What did you do again?
I mean, that was pretty much it. Like, I sit next to David Cobb, and I think I gave him one of those where I was just like, "Whoa,
boy!"
Y'all see that?
You didn't hear
something like that.
Grant, you didn't hear Charlie say that?
I didn't hear that, but the only thing that
He
gets
does sit
me
right in front of
making that kind of noise is the Frisbee Dog halftime or Red Panda or something like that.
Got it. Man, you followed this basketball program since you've worked at Go Vols 24/7. How did they get to this point? Because the people on the outside, all we see is just Tennessee winning a championship, but you get a chance to see behind the scenes, guys getting suspended, guys getting in trouble, guys being in the doghouse, all the ups and the downs. You see it all. But how did this basketball team get to this point, Grant? Talk about some of those up and downs.
Well, it seems like it's been a lot of downs up until this season. Fans have been crazy about Barnes' recruiting efforts and saying he wasn't going after enough, highly rated guys and all that stuff. The storyline that was for the last 2 years, and it did look like that. I mean, they signed, I think, 1 4-star in their time here, and that was Yves Pons, and the rest were 3-star guys. But when you look at some of the stretches of basketball they played last season, it was decent at times, and you could kind of see where they were headed with this group. Nobody obviously saw this giant step forward. I think it comes down to a certain eye for talent that they have. They've done a really good job putting good pieces to the puzzle together. Not only guys that complement themselves on the floor with each other, but off the floor as well. I think there's a ton of chemistry. This team really does. I mean, there's not a bad kid on this team. They really do love each other and pull for each other and all that stuff. And I think it's just a matter of putting all those pieces of the puzzle together and developing players. I mean, Rick Barnes is Charlie's seen him in practice. Rick Barnes is a madman on the practice floor. He's constantly going after these guys. I mean, they have one possession on the practice floor, and it feels like Rick stops it 6 or 7 times to correct something and blow up on somebody. So they've just put the pieces of the puzzle together. They've found a way to develop all these guys, and they found some really good players that weren't highly recruited, like Admiral Schofield and Grant Williams. And I guess Admiral Schofield is a credit to Donnie Tyndall, but Rick Barnes has developed his game a ton over the last 3 seasons. So it's just kind of all clicking at once, and I don't think anybody really saw it coming.
We love college athletics, because as fans, we're invested. If you're a donor, you're giving money to the program. You can be a graduate. You've been there, so it's so much passion that we see displayed on the football field, in the basketball court, in those stadiums, those arenas, and we love college sports because of that. But the reason why I love college sports is we get to see the 4-year evolution sometimes of a student athlete. And we saw that with Josh Dobbs coming in, kind of being an afterthought, recruited, flipped from Arizona State. No one really gave him a chance to be the starting quarterback. And then look how he finished. You look at a guy like Josh Richardson, who came in as just an athletic defensive specialist, developed his basketball game, and look where he is now. Looks like he's the future of the Miami Heat. Signed the second contract, huge contract, became my cousin after that contract. You look at, Kevin Punter, you look at Jordan McRae. But how about, man, Admiral Schofield, Grant? Admiral Schofield was a guy that looked like he was out of position, too small to be a post player, but didn't handle the ball well, couldn't shoot it enough to be a 3, got himself in trouble, was suspended, was in a doghouse, and just look where he is now, man. How has he developed watching him over the last 2 or 3 years, Grant?
It's crazy the turnaround he's made, because I mean that suspension you're talking about was back last season in the Maui Invitational in November. He played in the first game of that Maui Invitational against Wisconsin, and then he showed up the second day against Oregon in sweats. He wasn't dressed out for that game. He was suspended for a violation of team rules, but Rick would never say what happened. I asked him after that game why he was suspended. He said for a violation of team rules. I said, "Oh, how long does that last?" Rick said, "Until I say so." And he would never go into what happened. I don't know what happened between those 2 games that got him suspended. But even when they got back from the Maui Invitational, Admiral really didn't ever see the floor. I mean, he would get a few minutes here and there, but he was really kind of a nobody for this team. It looked like it was going into a trending towards a bad direction. And then he went to Florida last season. It might have been the SEC opener. It was in December, January, really early, and he had a good game. He had a double-double, and it felt like that day it kind of started to click. And after that game, he said something along the lines of, "I just focused on my defense and wanted to be a defensive-minded player and let the offense come to me when it comes to you. Just go within the flow of the offense." And that seems to be the biggest theme for these players when you play for Rick Barnes. He wants you to do your thing defensively, give all your effort that you can on the defensive end, and whatever happens on the offense within the flow of the offense, it happens. And ever since then, Admiral had a really good close to last season, a really good SEC schedule after that Florida game, became a kind of a 6th man of the year candidate almost between January and the end of the season. And then over the offseason, he switches out to the 3. They were wondering if he could guard the perimeter. He's shown them that he can be really effective on both ends of the floor at the 3. He's a guy that if you put a guard on him, he's too big for a guard, or if he goes down low and you put a big on him, he can be too quick for a big. So he's a really good mix of ways that he can beat you, and he's shown that. I mean, this last 2-3 weeks, he's been without a doubt the guy that's carried this Tennessee basketball team. I think he's gone for 24, 25, and 23 points over the last 3 games, something like that. And he can hit the three. He's one of the best three-point shooters on the team. He can step 2 feet inside the arc and hit a shot. He's got that really good turnaround fade that he hit the other night late against Georgia, or he can go down and score around the rim. So he's a guy that he puts in the work, as Rick Barnes says, over and over, and it's shown up in a lot of different areas.
Not great. This is a little more of a goofy question, but I think a real one nonetheless. Ron Slay has become like almost a de facto like mascot for this team. And I think the media have really become enamored with him. He makes these really goofy Instagram videos about the team, and then in a timeout during this Georgia game, Ron comes out and gives like a speech at like during the timeout and hypes up the crowd. For one, do you think that actually helps the team? And do you know, because I haven't asked anybody, but has he like interacted with the team and been like in the locker room at all? Because since he's coming out at halftime, is he around the team?
I don't know if he like is in the locker room and stuff, but I do know he has interacted with the team, because that kind of pep rally thing you're talking about that happened the other night against Georgia, he did something similar against Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was honored on the floor before the game. He had the headband on, his old jersey. I think he even dunked it and kind of snuck the ball over the rim. It was pretty funny. But at halftime of that Kentucky game, they were down like 8 or 10, 9, something like that. And Grant Williams hadn't done anything. P.J. Washington had really shut down Grant Williams in the first half. And as Tennessee was coming onto the floor to start the second half, breaking the huddle, walking onto the floor, Ron Slay was walking off the floor because he had the mic in his hand and was doing his thing on the court. And he kind of chested up Grant Williams and kind of just bumped him. And you could see them exchanging words. And he was basically telling Grant that it's time to show up and it's time to produce and whatever. When you're a star, you got to be a star in these moments. And I think Grant Williams had like 14 or 16 points in that second half against Kentucky when Tennessee came back and won that game. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if anybody loves Tennessee basketball the way Ron Slay does. The Instagram videos after he wins, the one after Iowa State where he was doing the weather report, walking out of Memorial Gymnasium after Tennessee won in Nashville, and the stuff with Kentucky, and then the stuff the other night. I mean, he's been a huge part. I think he does have a presence around the Tennessee basketball team, because anytime he's in the building, you're going to know about it, and he obviously has a social media presence. And in this day and age, these players are going to know about that because they're on social media just like he is.
That's the advantage of having your legends, the people that wore that jersey before you, guys who played at a high level around your program. Because early in the season, this team really didn't know like the expectation. I'm not saying that Tennessee basketball is some great powerhouse program in hoops, but Ron Slay knows what it's like to play on a winning team, to succeed here at Tennessee on the basketball court. And he got around this team. He was real with guys, and that's what you need. I think that's what Montario Hardesty, Kevin Simon, and Terry Fair's going to add to this football program coming back, letting these guys know what it's like to wear the orange. This is how you do it. I think Ron Slay is one of the – I think Ron Slay is one of the MVPs, man, of this season for sure.
Yeah, and you're right. Tennessee basketball is obviously not a blue blood college basketball program, but they have had really good stretches over the years. Ernie and Bernie and Ron Slay's guys, those eras, and obviously what Bruce Pearl did, and Conzo Martin taking them to the Sweet 16. I mean, they've had really good stretches of basketball at Tennessee, and you've seen Tennessee's Twitter account has been tweeting out all these videos since they beat Georgia and won the share of the SEC title the other night, as former players congratulating them and saying how proud they are of them and all this stuff. And I think that they do, this team, the way they play, the way it's, the under-recruited guys, the three-star guys, the chip on their shoulders, the undersized, pick 13th in the league, just a blue-collar, defensive-first mentality. I mean, I think that it's easy for the guys that came before them and know what it means to win games at Tennessee to pull for this team and to like this team because of of kind of that workman-like approach that they have.
Grant Ramey, GoVols 24/7 here in the Swain event. Grant, I think of you as a basketball expert in all facets, not just college basketball, but pro basketball. When I have a basketball question, I think about you, Grant, and I always send you a text or a tweet because I just get so lost sometimes, and you are the person that finds me when it comes to basketball. Okay, now that all that's said, Grant, are you familiar with our good friend Ben McKee? Have you seen him out and about covering basketball? Have you seen him on Twitter? Are you familiar with our good friend Ben McKee here?
A, you need better basketball sources, but B, yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Okay, so you have a good visual picture of Ben McKee. Okay.
Why are we doing this? Are we really doing this?
Question for you, Grant. Do you think Ben McKee looks like Steph Curry?
Steph Curry?
Yeah. What's wrong?
It's never been the first person that comes to mind.
Okay. Hey, I got you on
the right
here, man.
answer or the wrong answer?
But you see, Grant probably doesn't have a great visual image of me in his head right now.
But I'm just saying he saw you. Like sometimes people see me with the bald head, whatever, and like, damn, that looks Charles Barkley. Like that, it should be like the first thing that comes to mind.
Charles Barkley.
I've got that before. I got the big old lips. I got the bald head. Sometimes when I gain a little weight, I look terrible. I look like Charles Barkley a little bit.
Both sides of your neck.
Yeah, both sides, left and right. So, if you really look like somebody, it only takes one time to see someone like, damn, that dude looks like Steph Curry. Damn, he looks like Charles Barkley. Hey, Charlie looks like, Seth Rogen. It takes one time. Just want to know, man. Just.
It's kind of like me and Brad Pitt in Fight Club. If I had $1 for every time somebody confused me with him, I wouldn't be writing about basketball on the internet.
Interesting, Grant. 865-200-5402. What is the realistic expectation for this basketball team going into the tournament, Grant? They get the double bye, they get the rest, which on one hand can be very, very positive, but on the other hand, it can be also negative that they're getting the rest. So how do you see this thing playing out, the double bye and having all this rest?
Well, I mean, when you look at the bracket, it sounds like, garbage when somebody says they'd rather have the number 2 seed than the number 1 seed because of the way the bracket played out, but it really is, that's legit. I mean, the teams in the top half of the bracket, Auburn's half of the bracket, Tennessee went 6-4 against those teams this season. And the teams in Tennessee's half of the bracket, the bottom half, with the number 2 seed, they went 7-1 against those teams. So they did get a really good draw with LSU or Mississippi State. They're going to play one of those two teams Friday night at 7 in St. Louis. They can beat either of those teams if they show up and play ball. They've proven that. Obviously, they won at Mississippi State last week and beat LSU pretty good at home earlier this season. Beyond that, on their half of the bracket, it looks like Arkansas or Florida should be the biggest concern. Obviously, they beat Florida a couple weeks ago at home and lost to Arkansas in a game they should have won back late December, the SEC opener. So the bracket really did set up well. If you look at history, obviously Tennessee doesn't have very good history at the SEC tournament. Even the good seasons, the really good seasons they've had, they haven't played that well in the SEC tournament. But you look at this team and you kind of throw any history or expectations out the window because they've so far outplayed those expectations or anything somebody thought they were going to do this season. So they could make a run here if they keep playing well and do some good things in the SEC tournament. And if they don't, it's not the end of the world. They'll still probably be a number 3 seed in the NCAA tournament and kind of go from there.
Well, Grant, switching gears a little bit, Butch Jones, reportedly, according to the folks that are down there, it looked like the News Sentinel is down there. They've been saying stuff about it. Butch Jones is coming off the Jumbotron. And it looks to actually be real. This might actually be happening. What are your thoughts about this day of liberation that Tennessee is finally experiencing?
It's just such a Tennessee and kind of a Knoxville moment that this became how long ago was the man fired? 4 months ago? That it became a 4-month ordeal, that they couldn't just find a way to cover the guy up or do something. It had to play out on Twitter, and Chancellor Davenport's tweeting stuff about it and asking people to be patient. And now they finally is coming down, and I was told a long time ago when he did come down, they're going to replace all 3 images. So we'll see if that happens and who gets up there. But it's just such a kind of it feels like a only at Tennessee kind of drama with this play out.
Man. Grant, thank you so much for your time. How can the good people, man, follow what you're doing over there? Go Vols 24/7.
GoVols247.com. Ton of free content. Always doing Q&As and mailbags and a ton of interaction with the staff on our board. Always have live threads during the games and Twitter.com/Grant Ramey, GrantRamey. Jason Swain's #1 source for basketball.
That's correct. And for the record, Grant, your Twitter picture, you and your beautiful son, handsome son, is the picture I'm using right now instead of the glamour shot picture from 3rd grade.
We might have to change that because if this kid doesn't start sleeping at night, he's gonna have a new dad.
Hey man, I don't have a son, so I'll take him off your hands for a little bit. I don't think it'll be weird if I'm walking around the grocery store, with a white kid in my buggy. No one's gonna think anything.
That won't look odd at all.
Yeah, that won't look weird at all, man. No one's gonna ask any questions. Hey, who's this guy Swain? This little white kid Swain is carrying around, the grocery store. I just say it's Grant. Grant, let me babysit.
And when he grows up, he'll get all the Brad Pitt Fight Club references.
Hey, Grant, man, thanks so much for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Enjoyed it.
See ya. I know exactly how you feel, Grant, about not sleeping. I got 2 of them, under 3, that hate. I mean, hate. Hate's a strong word. I'm using hate. They hate sleeping in their bed.
And they kick you out of yours.
Literally. Amazing Better Mattress, bedrmattress.com, with the adjustable base. I love my mattress. It's so great that even my kids love it, and I only get to sleep with one leg on it each night.
I think
it's that great.
I think you need to go to Better Mattress and get a baby bed, and I say that not to say that you need a bed for your baby. You need a bed for yourself for when your babies kick you out of your own bed. Just an auxiliary mattress right there next to the actual bed, but it's the one that you go to when they come and invade your space.
Well, the good thing is March there's a store-wide promotion going on.
There
okay?
You go. Boom.
So there's a chance to get up to 40% off of any Better Mattress by participating in their March Madness Challenge. All right, so you get 1 basketball shot in store, up to 40% off purchases. So this may be my time to get that good deal because I got the stroke like Steph Curry. Now Ben may look like him, but my jump shot is like Steph Curry. I'm going to get this 40% off of this mattress. This is going to be my, my bed.
I just want to know when you're getting a minivan.
When Grant lets me take his son, I'll get a minivan.
You're gonna need it at that point.
Yeah, I won't be able to fight it. I'll hit up Cole. Say, hey man, hook me up with the guy that you got your minivan
Careful.
from.
Your minivan guy.
Careful. Remember, he's sensitive. He might trigger him.
You better leave Cole alone.
You better leave me alone.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Talk recruiting. Ryan Callahan, Go Vols 24/7, coming up next.
Of the Swain Event is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Craving homemade flavors that don't take hours in the kitchen? Mrs. Grissom's cheese spreads and chicken salads are the perfect go-to. Ready-to-eat meals and snacks found in the meat or dairy section at the grocery store with flavors of home in every bite. Whether you crave the classic Mrs. Grissom's pimento cheese or the gold gluten-free select cranberry pecan chicken salad, enjoy the sweet taste of a home-cooked meal in every container. Select the best. Select Mrs. Grissom's.
Small town, like a small town when I'm with you.
You're driving home, flashing blue lights in your rearview mirror. You pull over, step out of your car, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested for driving under the influence. Now what do you do? We all should be responsible. But remember, just because you're arrested doesn't mean you're guilty. Call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza at 865-540-8300. The investigative teams at the Garza Law Firm know the justice system inside and out. They utilize cutting-edge technologies and investigative methods to prepare your specific case. Before you plead guilty to any criminal charges, call criminal defense and DUI attorney Marcos Garza. Put his number in your phone right now, 865-540-8300, because you never know when you or a friend will need it. Don't say guilty. Say Garza. 865-540-8300. 865-540-8300 and GarzaLaw.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Goes your car insurance. Nobody likes surprises, so switch to Erie Rate Lock. Get a great rate that stays that way even after an accident, ticket, or inflation. In fact, it's locked until you change a car, driver, or your address.
Your Erie agent in Knoxville is InsureFit RM. Get a quote at 865-684-4900. That's 865-684-4900.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
More than 20 million Americans suffer from gallbladder disease, and if you're one of them, Premier Surgical Associates can help. Gallbladder removal is one of the most common and safe surgeries available, and Premier has experienced physicians who are trained in the latest techniques for diagnosing and surgically treating gallbladder disease. Don't keep putting up with the pain. Visit premiersurgical.com right now to find out all the ways they can help you live a better life. Premier Surgical Associates. Expertise you can trust.
Cryptology Escape Rooms in Pigeon Forge is the area's top-rated new attraction. With 4 unique escape room experiences to choose from, Cryptology has something for everyone. At Cryptology, you and your friends have 1 hour to solve the clues, riddles, and puzzles that lead to your escape. From first-timers to seasoned escape room pros, Cryptology has something for everyone. This is an experience you have to see to believe. Located on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge, Cryptology is a short trip from Knoxville. Come see for yourself why thousands of satisfied visitors have rated Cryptology the best escape room experience in East Tennessee. Cryptology is also a great place for corporate team building exercises or holiday outings. Visit cryptologywithak.us now or call 865-366-1796 for more information or to book your Cryptology experience. That's cryptologywithak.us or 865-366-1796. If you need a better night's sleep, you have to visit Better Mattress. With 6 area locations in Maryville, Knoxville, and Oak Ridge, there is a Better Mattress near you. Locally and employee-owned with exclusive mattresses handcrafted in East Tennessee, there really is not another place like Better Mattress in town. Not only do they know what they're doing, they care about what they're doing. Better Mattress has a worry-free 100-night guarantee. Get started now. Visit BetterMattress.com. That's BEDRmattress.com and click on Mattress Prescription. Good night just got better.
We have all made the mistake of dropping or breaking our smartphones. See? But did you know that you can have it repaired for a fraction of the cost that it takes to replace it? Well, you can, because iDrop is the area's leading mobile repair store, home of the 1 hour or less phone repair, 1-year parts warranty, and #1 customer service. Broken screens, cracked cameras, charging ports, batteries, you break it, we'll fix it. If you didn't break your phone, protect it with one of our leading accessories such as LifeProof, OtterBox, UAG, Incipico, Caseology, and Spec. Visit our West Hills location at 7115 Kingston Pike between Office Depot and Hardee's, or call 865-888-9740 and speak with our trained technicians to see how we can get your phone working today.
As the weather grows colder, insects begin to become dormant. That does not mean that you don't need to safeguard your home from pests. Now is the perfect time to begin treatment to prevent issues in the spring. Let Southeast Termite and Pest Control handle all of your pest control needs. Southeast is locally and family owned and has been in business since 1971. They are a full-service pest control company that includes mosquito treatments, bed bugs, fall invaders, spring issues, carpenter bees, etc. They even offer liquid termite treatments with the market's best termiticide. There are no salesmen to deal with. The technicians give the pricing and provide the service, and the owners are always available. So contact Southeast Termite and Pest Control at 865-925-3700 and online at southeasttermite.com.
Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. We go to the B Dry Waterproofing Hotline. Once again, I told you it is GoVol's 24/7 hour, and hour number 3, the Swain Event. We talked to Ryan Callahan, again, GoVol's 24/7 recruiting analyst, and just a busy weekend. Tennessee basketball team winning the SEC championship and regular season SEC championship. And then this weekend, probably Tennessee's biggest weekend for junior days as far as the caliber of players in town. Ryan, what a day, man. Kind of felt like a official recruiting weekend, man, with all the high-profile players here.
It really was. And we expected, one of Tennessee's 2 junior days to be noticeably bigger than the other, and it turned out to be this past one. And I think all told, more than 20 Tennessee targets in town. Several other guys that they're taking a pretty hard look at right now. So to get that kind of turnout this early in the year, that can be big for down the road. You're certainly not close to landing most of these guys. In a lot of cases, you're getting them on campus for the first time, or just the second time, or the first time with this new staff at least. So you're kind of laying the groundwork, but there's a good chance, as with most of these big junior days, you're going to look back in several months and say, man, Tennessee got 5 or 6 guys on campus that ended up being part of their class during one of those junior days early on, and this certainly was a big weekend for them.
Man, good stuff, man. Really pumped about this staff having a complete year to recruit and develop some of those relationships. I hear about a 5-star offensive tackle, currently Alabama commit, that was in town, and some big time players, man. Can you go through and let us know just the high caliber players that were in town?
Yeah, well, actually, just to clarify, Pierce Quick, the Alabama offensive line commitment you referenced, he actually didn't end up making it to Tennessee. He was scheduled to make it in, did not make it. Instead went to Alabama, and actually just yesterday announced that he is shutting down his recruitment and sticking with the Crimson Tide. So that ship appears to have sailed as far as Tennessee is concerned. But they did have some other 5-stars on campus. Owen Papo, the linebacker from Georgia, big-time player that's been involved with Tennessee now for a few years, and Tennessee seems to have gotten back into the picture. We've got a story on him right now on GoVol 24/7, but definitely someone that Tennessee has gotten a foot back in the door with after they appeared to be out of it with the former staff. I think Jeremy Pruitt's staff has sort of breathed new life into that one for Tennessee. And then another 5-star, Clay Webb, an offensive lineman from Alabama, an uncommitted guy on the offensive line that obviously Alabama and some other programs are heavily involved with. So that was a big first step for Tennessee to get him there. And then some other highly ranked guys, Wanya Morris, who's a teammate of Owen Papo. Morris is a top 100 offensive lineman, big-time player that Tennessee has a real shot at. Ramel Keaton, a 4-star wide receiver from Georgia. Tyrion Davis, a 4-star running back from Baton Rouge, who's committed to LSU, so right there in LSU's backyard, and going to be a tough pull. But Tennessee got him on campus, and now he's talking about coming back on official visits. Another 4-star running back, Samson James from up in Indiana. Triquez Bridges, a 4-star safety from Alabama. So pretty lengthy list, as you can tell. A good number of 4-stars, and then several others who are 3-stars, but definitely high on Tennessee's board right now, or who appear to be at least legitimate options to keep an eye on in the coming months.
Wow. And I see what happened with that Alabama commit. You know, when you are only a few miles away from Tuscaloosa, and I'm pretty sure Nick Saban does not like the fact that a lot of his staff is up here in Tennessee, Jeremy Pruitt being the head coach and using some of those relationships that he developed at Alabama. I'm pretty sure they put some pressure on that kid to shut it down.
Well, and I'll say this, as far as, you know, that Alabama connection, it's interesting you mentioned that, you know, to get guys like Quay Webb and Triquez Bridges on campus from the state of Alabama. That doesn't include Patrick Lucas, the defensive tackle from Alabama, and Ricky Samuel and Darius Cox, a few defensive linemen from down there. J.D. Martin, a three-star athlete that Tennessee offered a few weeks ago, and several other guys who don't have Tennessee offers yet from Alabama. You can see that those connections they have from the state of Alabama, from working at Alabama and having those guys visit and things like that in the past, it definitely did pay off. Mm-hmm. And I think Tennessee plans to recruit that state pretty heavily, maybe a little more heavily than the previous staff did. I think the previous staff had a little bit of luck getting those guys on campus, but never had, you know, all that much optimism they could pull really good players out of there, unless it was someone that Alabama or Auburn passed on in some cases. With this staff, I think they're confident they can go in there and compete and maybe pull a guy out of there that people aren't expecting them to get.
Ryan, you're touching on my question there. What differences are you seeing between this staff and Butch Jones' staff in the way that they're recruiting and looking at players?
Yeah, I think so far, you know, maybe the biggest difference to me is kind of the way they're attacking some of the states around Tennessee. I think they've got a pretty good plan for how they want to put together a class. You know, Jeremy Pruitt's kind of made it clear he's going to take sort of a year-to-year approach with in-state players and with players anywhere for that matter, but making it clear that he's not going to load up on in-state talent just for the sake of getting in-state players. He wants guys who can fit his system. And related to that, I think he's made it clear that he's going to go into surrounding states where there's a lot of talent and kind of prioritize some states that maybe Tennessee's former staff wasn't as involved in. And one of the best examples of that is North Carolina. They've put out a ton of offers in the state of North Carolina. We've seen Tennessee get a few players out of there, the Emmanuel Mosleys and guys like that over the past few years with Butch Jones' staff, but not with any consistent success. You know, 1 or 2 years they did pretty well there, and a couple other years not so much. I think that state's going to be a big priority for Tennessee, and even with guys like Montario Hardesty on staff, we're seeing him be pretty active over in eastern North Carolina where he's from, and you know, throw out a lot of offers there. So I think Tennessee's going to be pretty active there, and in states like that and Alabama, I think you're seeing a renewed commitment from this staff to get involved there and take advantage of the connections they have and make sure that Tennessee is involved with some of the best players in these surrounding states so that they're not just relying on in-state talent for elite prospects.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest things I've heard this morning, Ryan, and I've always said it is, you know, the whole in-state recruiting can be tricky because, you know, the first thing a coach says is, hey, we want to lock down the state, you know, of recruiting. That doesn't mean you get every single player that's, you know, good enough to play college. Not every single player is good enough to play at Tennessee. And sometimes we may take a chance on a kid just because he's from Tennessee because you don't want to ruffle any feathers. But at the same time, I mean, you got to get the best players. And Tennessee has always been a program to recruit nationally. And so I'm just glad that we are not saying, okay, we'll recruit a player just from Tennessee because he's an in-state talent over a player from another state, even though the player from another state is better. We just got to be really careful with that because in-state talent doesn't always equate to wins. It's talent that's coached and developed that equates to wins. So I'm glad that we're not letting that stuff get in the way just so the fans can be happy about an in-state player staying in state.
Yeah, and I think the former staff, I think in some cases maybe was just a little bit too quick triggered to go after some of the guys they had the best shot of landing. You know, in some cases they went after who they thought they could get instead of maybe swinging big for the fences. And I think this staff has shown, at least so far, that they're a little more willing to be in some of those big time battles and have confidence in themselves to pull it out. Now this year at signing day, obviously they struck out on all the big names they were in on, aside from J.J. Peterson down the stretch. You know, they had some big wins in the early signing period, but on signing day it didn't go the way they wanted. Now with the benefit of a full year, we'll see how that goes. But you know, when you see them going after a 4-star LSU commitment from Baton Rouge, you know, that's the exact type of player I'm talking about. You know, most people would probably say that's not worth your time. You're going after an LSU commitment right in LSU's backyard. This staff's taking the approach of, hey, we got that guy on campus at Alabama multiple times. Why couldn't we pull a guy like that when we need a running back? So I think that's just a difference in mentality so far that we've seen, and we'll see if they keep it up and how much success that approach has. But I definitely think they're much more involved and willing to go into some of these big-time recruiting battles and confident in their evaluations and all those things than maybe the previous staff was in some cases.
Junior Day tends to fall on Saturdays with basketball games going on. Do these basketball games have any impact with the recruits in the stands? And if so, with Saturday's game being such a great environment, have you heard any recruits kind of speak towards that, resonate with them or anything?
So it can be hit and miss. In this case, I think the 6 o'clock tip-off didn't do them too many favors as far as keeping guys around for that. When you're talking about bringing in these guys from out of state, a lot of players had to leave by the time the game started to be able to get back home that night. So if they weren't staying in town overnight or from pretty close by, it was tough for some of those guys to stick around. I have spoken with at least a couple of guys who hung around for the game, hoping to speak with one of the higher-rated guys who was at the game, Ramel Keaton, a 4-star wide receiver from Georgia, a little bit later. But I think that helps. That's the kind of thing that makes a little bit of a difference, adds to the experience for sure. Certainly shows people the fan base if they haven't been to a Tennessee football game before, and gets them in a great environment. But I don't know that it's the type of thing that they benefited from a lot this past weekend, just because the timing didn't work out very well for them with some of the guys who were in from out of state. I know a lot of guys that I spoke with had to head back around 5, 6, 7 o'clock and didn't really have a chance to do that, and instead spent their final hour or so on campus, maybe visiting with coaches and just kind of headed home.
Ryan, last question before we get you out of here, man. Have the coaches identified any areas? I know right now they're just trying to get out there and just recruit during the early signing period, and Pruitt still being a defensive coordinator at Alabama. But now that he's been here a few weeks, have they identified any recruiting territories?
Yeah, they have. I think in the mid-state area, I think in Nashville, you're going to see Terry Fair and Kevin Scherer be the main recruiters there. It sounds like Terry Fair handling a lot of the immediate Nashville area, and maybe Kevin Scherer working some of the surrounding areas a little bit more, and a little bit in Nashville too. So those are the main two guys I think you'll see there. A lot of territories so far. This is the time of year you see even graduate assistants and quality control assistants playing a big role in some territories. So I mentioned Montario Hardesty is going to play a big role in Eastern North Carolina. You've heard Brian Niedermeyer's name a lot in North Carolina when coaches were out on the road. I think he's going to handle a little bit more of Western North Carolina and the Charlotte area. Chris Winkie, I think, will be involved there as well, probably because of his connections there from his time in Carolina. So I think we'll find out a little bit more about that as time goes on. But that's some of what we've heard so far. Kevin Scherer, I think, is also going to have some of the state of Alabama, and that will be divided up between a couple of guys. Charles Kelly, I think, will have some territories in Florida and maybe southern Georgia, places like that, where he's familiar with from his time at Florida State. So that's a little bit of what we gathered so far. And obviously David Johnson, with his connections in Louisiana, is going to recruit the state of Louisiana, and he's very well connected down there. So I think you're going to see Tennessee be pretty involved with some good players from down there. So we'll know a little bit more over the next couple of months, but that's what's kind of come out so far. And certainly the spring evaluation period is where we'll get a much clearer picture of where some guys are going on a pretty regular basis and how that's been divided up.
Ryan Callahan at Ryan Callahan 247 on Twitter, and I asked Grant the same question I asked you about the things you have going on at the website. He covers basketball, does a great deal with that, and you're on the recruiting trail. And for those that are just tuning in right now that didn't hear Grant earlier, you guys have different specials at different times of the year. What's the special right now?
Well, yeah, free 7-day trial right now, and it is a pretty busy time on the site. Obviously, there's a lot going on with Tennessee. You've got we just had the NFL Combine, wrapping up with the Tennessee players in there. We've had coverage of that, and then of course basketball. Well, Grant and Wes will be over in St. Louis later this week for the SEC tournament. Plenty of coverage of that leading up to it as well, and continuing to wrap up this Junior Day. A good number of visitors, so we'll be writing about this one for several days with all the guys Tennessee had in town, and already had plenty of coverage on that. So go check out all that right now at GoVols247.com. Great time to check out the site and jump on that 7-day free trial.
Ryan Callahan, GoVols247, man. Thanks so much.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
That is Ryan Callahan, recruiting analyst for GoVols247. I want to throw out some quick questions for the listeners, and we'll get to the text box and Facebook Live before we wrap up today's show as well. But Grant talked about Ron Slay and how vocal he's been and how helpful he's been and really entertaining to our fan base, someone that's, outspoken and prideful in his program. And it got me thinking, which former Tennessee football player would you want to see like that, like a Ron Slay? And I got one already in mind. That would be just perfect if they were on Instagram or video after every single game, and they came to a football game and we gave them the mic during halftime. I already got my guy. I already got my football player, former Vol football player that I would love to be the Ron Slay of football.
The hype man.
The hype man.
The hype man. I'd love to see Al Wilson do it.
Yeah. He's so serious, though. I mean, Ron makes you laugh.
But I think Al would be so serious to the point where he gets some good smack talk in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. He'll get the team hype.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Well, Al would be good for the on-field pumping up the crowd like Ron did during the basketball game. But as far as Instagram, we may need another former Vol.
I got the perfect one. Let me look at my paper.
Why don't you share it?
You know what, Charlie? I would be honored if someone with a master's degree it was over my shoulder looking at my paper. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, cheat. Go ahead.
Nobody can read your little chicken scratch.
Get your Derrick Rose on. Look at my paper.
Nobody can read your chicken scratch.
I write like a doctor, man.
I genuinely can't.
Let me read it then.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can read it.
Right here.
Oh, Malik Jackson.
Oh, okay.
He would be.
Yeah.
He would be a star. Hey.
Yeah.
Dule. He would be a star. He would be so hilarious. It would be great. The only thing is he played during the Dooley eras, so I don't know how much of what he's going to say is going to carry weight to maybe some of the younger players because they don't really remember his time.
There are some fans that don't really know who Malik Jackson is
because of the time that he played in,
and he wasn't
JUCO guy. And he wasn't here long, whatever. But he would be a gem. Him and Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. Nope, there it is. Alvin Kamara. Done. That's who I want.
Yeah, Alvin would be great.
Alvin.
Yeah.
His Instagram videos after the game.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
come on now. That'd be hilarious, man.
And then him on the mic during the game.
It'd be great.
It's over.
Rashawn Golden ran a 4.64, his first unofficial 40 time, and I don't think that's bad. I think that's okay. Needs to be better, of course, getting a 4.5s. If he wants to, a 4.6 will get him drafted where where most of the people think he's going to get drafted at, and he'll still make plays. But if he wants to maybe jump some people, maybe jump a couple DBs, be drafted higher than what the experts think, then he's, of course, going to have to run a little bit better time. But Golden has the film. Just turn the film on, and he doesn't run a 4. He doesn't play like a 4.6. He plays like a 4.3. He plays fast. So not a bad time, but he can improve it. He can improve it for sure.
Speaking of fast 40 times, LSU corner Dante Jackson just ran a 4.32 on a bad start, didn't run in a straight line, and has a cramp in his calf, and ran a 4.32.
He's a freak, man. Those dudes
down
track. There. Those dudes down there, man, they're freaks. And running track helps you, too. And Rashawn Golden ran track, too, in high school. So you just never know, man. I'm going to take you through the NFL Combine just for a participant. So you get there, and during the weigh-ins, you are in spandex and no shirt, and it's like a meat market, and there's 100 teams in a room or 100 representatives from 32 teams in a room. They're taking pictures of you weighing in. You've interviewed, you've been to the hospital, they've poked, they've prodded you. I can only imagine what they've done to Rashawn Golden because he's had some injury history. And then you go up there, you're performing this 40, and you look up, and there's freaking Jerry Jones and Sean Payton and this dude and GM and that head coach. And, man, that's a lot. That playing the game is playing the game, but this is something different. This is not football. This is track. This is not the game of football that's going on right now at the NFL Combine. And so the guys who perform well, man, kudos to them because, wow, all that pressure to be able to do that. But some of the guys who maybe run slower than what they know they really could run, I understand why. Like Shaquem Griffin ran the 4.38, but on another run he ran a 4.58. Like the first run he ran a 4.58, and then the second one he runs a 4.38. So that tells you a lot right there. So Rashawn Gardner's going to be okay. A 4.64 is not the end of the world. He still has a pro day. He still has a second run. He's going to do the rest of his drills perfectly. Mm-hmm. He's going to be just fine. He'll just be fine. There's a misconception that 4.3s and 4.4s grow on trees, and they don't. There's a lot of great football players that already have participated who ran 4.5s, 4.6s, and they're great on Saturdays. And that's what matters the most. 4.0s are important. You got to be able to run. 4.6 doesn't mean you can't run. It just means that maybe something technical happened. It may be nerves, something like that. Galden is fast. He'll be just fine. But he ran 4.6. All right, who we got there?
Jim.
Hey, Jim. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great, Jim. How are you?
Just fine. First question: what's the weather like up there?
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day to modify the jumbotron.
Take care of some
Thank
pest control.
God. Don't have to get the shotgun out. Second thing, I think Alvin Kamara would be great. You know, if you catch him up there on the weekend when he's not there, you know, not playing or whatever, an open weekend, just give him that mic and throw some airheads out. You know.
Yeah. No. I'm with that pick. Alvin Kamara, Malik Jackson, both funny.
One more thing before we get off stuff like that. You see Galden ran the 4.64. I've listened to you when I was on hold. Ain't no big deal. That Philip Dorsett out of Miami, he was about a 4.32, right? You know, run past everybody, but he got stone hands. Mm-hmm. You know, you might be 10 yards deep on everybody, but if you can't catch it, you may as well be a 4.9.
Yeah, I got one from the late 90s and early 2000s. How about Ahmad Carroll, DB for Arkansas? When Arkansas was this big track powerhouse, he ran track super fast, but was not a great corner. Was not a great corner at all. Backman.
I mean, you might be fast, but you might be just an idiot back there running around, you know. Just, you take a look at some of the slot receivers. If they're quick and stuff, they don't have to be fast. You just get there, hit that hard cut, and boom.
Yeah.
You know, get the ball out there. You got 6, 7, 8, something like that. But, you know, fast ain't the only thing from it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Galden
anyway,
he'll be just fine.
You guys take care, and hey, Charlie, don't cheat. You know, I mean, you know, did you get your master's by looking over a shoulder?
Oh,
it was my shoulder.
No, definitely not.
Okay, you guys take care. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, thank you. Taking a look at the text box, I'll let Charlie look at the Facebook Live comments for today. Vols Ball says, can you help me understand how Tennessee is a champion? The tournament hasn't started yet. Well, in college basketball, they have regular season champions. This is a team with the best record in conference. And then you have a tournament champion. So the team who wins a tournament is crowned SEC conference tournament champions. You will see the title be different here in a couple days.
Regular season champs, tournament champs. There's essentially 2 champions if 2 different teams win.
Yes.
I guess technically this year could have 3 SEC champions with Tennessee, Auburn, and then if a different school wins the tournament.
Just like in football, you have a regular season division champion based on what you did in a regular season. Mm-hmm. So last year, Florida, because of the teams that they beat in the league, in the division, they were the regular season East champions, okay? But in football, you have a game to determine who is the overall conference championship. So under these stipulations, Tennessee is the champion in the regular season, along with Auburn.
Weird concept.
Along with Auburn, yes. But it's just that's basketball. That's just how they do it in college basketball. Chris from Dyer says Charlie Lenardi and Ben Curry. Sounds like a very interesting podcast title. I think it'd be great.
Close. I mean,
speaking of which, our episode tomorrow that we're going to record should be a fun one. We're going to fill out our SEC tournament bracket, make some predictions. We're going to give out our SEC awards.
I'm excited.
I'm pumped. And then we got to figure out a way to do the show or record it in St. Louis.
Oh, well, we'll figure it out. I mean, I'll bring my at worst, I will bring my voice recorder that I have. I have a decently fancy voice recorder that I record interviews with, and we can just talk into it.
We can always Periscope it too.
We got you taken care of, guys. We'll figure out how to help you out there. We got you.
And Ben's mother has dropped into the Facebook, and she says,
Anita Curry.
She says, Ben, get down there to the stadium and get on Facebook Live and Periscope because we need to see what's going on.
She texted me about 40 minutes ago and said, "What are you on this morning?"
That is not the Ben that I raised.
What are you on this morning? With a laughing emoji.
Yeah, your mom is awesome, man.
She's the bomb.com. I got to spend Saturday was fun. Both of my parents drove up, went to the baseball game, watched Tennessee beat Memphis in baseball. Then by the time the baseball game was over, we went and got some grub, and then we went over to the basketball game.
When is
fun day?
When is your mom going to hook us up with some goodies, man? She used to.
When you gonna hook us up with some goodies?
She used to bake the goodies, man.
Well, I am going to be home for spring break next week, so I will talk her into whipping up some ooey gooey butter cake to bring back.
Yeah,
man. Dude.
Yeah.
Were you here? Was that you?
No,
that was Daniel.
I know
Daniel
that dish.
Daniel benefited from the ooey. My mom, before you arrived, sent back some ooey gooey butter cake.
I've had my mom has made that before. And
it's delicious.
Yeah,
absolutely delicious.
No doubt about it. I will say, as far as St. Louis goes, St. Louis known for its, I guess to say toasted ravioli, but toasted, that's what it's called, but it's actually fried ravioli. And I can get down with that.
That doesn't excite me.
It sounds good, though.
And going by the Cardinal Stadium and giving it the Rashawn Golden, the respect it deserves, by giving it the Rashawn Golden salute.
Why the Cardinals?
I will always be bitter towards the Cardinals as a Rangers fan because of the 2011 World Series.
Wait, you're a Rangers fan?
Yeah.
Have we not had this discussion?
Yeah.
You watch baseball?
You got family down there in Dallas.
I grew up, so I used to stay for like weeks in the summer when I was a kid in Fort Worth. And we would go to Arlington. That was what we did a lot, go to Rangers games.
See, my aunt and uncle live in St. Louis, so I've kind of always had a little flirtatious thing with the Cardinals.
Oh, heck no.
Why do I have this picture in my head, Charlie, when you like a little kid, like 7 years old, but with that beard? I have this mental picture like you just, this tall, but still with the same face.
The honest to God truth, I didn't have this beard until, I guess really until I started getting into sports media, so about 3 years ago. It was new to this profession, and I've had it pretty much the entire time.
Because you don't have time to shave. I mean, look, like, usually I shave, my head bald. I haven't shaved my head in like 2 or 3 weeks, man. Look at that, man. Look at all that hair right there, man.
Look at all that peach fuzz. On that note.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm going to have to grow some dreads.
Yes, earlier in the show, during one of the breaks, I was trying to talk Swain into growing dreads. So you as a listener, I need your help.
I'm not growing dreads.
We need to convince Swain to grow dreads.
I'm not growing
We have to do it.
I'm not growing hair.
Imagine
I
how
tried it
great,
in high school.
But imagine how good you would be. Like, you're already good at radio. You would just take that next step because you have dreads.
But I have not seen anyone in radio
you can
excel
be the
with dreads.
It's
only been proven scientifically in sports.
You can be the first.
On the field.
What if
on the football field.
What if I grew dreads with you?
Ben, I think we should pump the brakes. People are just now finding out that you're white.
Yeah,
people have been thinking you're black for all this time.
That's true.
So maybe we should just take baby steps here.
But if I have dreads, they'll give them a little more ammo.
Yeah, Steph Curry wouldn't approve of that, man. Steph Curry doesn't wear dreads. Sorry.
Well, look, here's the thing. I don't look like Steph Curry. Steph Curry looks like me.
He's older than you.
He still looks like me.
He's older than you, Ben. That's the way it works. He was here before you. You can't do that. You look like him, if anything.
He looks like me.
Ben, no, it's not the way it works. Not the way it works.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
Mama Anita, your son, whatever Fred was sipping on Friday, that coffee he was drinking, I repeat, coffee. Ben is on it today. I think Ben's just super excited that today is Moving Monday at the Jumbotron, and that we won the SEC regular season championship.
And also cocaine.
What?
Charlie, where did that come from? I'm not on the cocaine this morning.
God.
But
Ben
on
didn't do any cocaine.
the
He's a good boy.
Jumbotron note, I'm about to head to the crib. I'm about to change, and then Charlie and I are going to head over to G10, and we're about to hop on Periscope.
Look for it. Like, what time you think that's going to be?
10:40ish.
I gotta hurry up, man. They're taking it off now. It's supposed to be all done by noon.
Well, if we can get down there by like 10:45.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to wait till the media goes and talks to Rick Barnes at noon before they do anything.
Yes. So I got to go home, too, and load the third hour of the podcast. Then we'll go directly over it. Look for it 10:45 to 11.
Somewhere
We'll
that
give you a
time
live update from right over there.
Jumbotron, Rick Barnes. Yes, that's tough.
Well, and I got class, too.
The class is like third.
The
option
Jumbotron
here.
is way
Yeah,
better
but here's
than class.
I
That's
agree,
third
but,
option
but
here,
here's
man.
the thing. I'm skipping class on Friday to go to the SEC tournament. Also, I didn't get to tell you this story, but on Friday, I spent 30 minutes with my online teacher from Guatemala for 30 minutes. I had to talk to her in Spanish for 30 straight minutes.
Wow.
You know how hard this was for me.
And we're going to do, so on that note, we're going to do, Ben is going to do the entire podcast tomorrow in Spanish.
We gotta go.
I can introduce myself.
This is getting crazy.
Hola.
This is crazy.
Mi nombre.
Ben thinks he's Steph Curry. Now he thinks he's Ramondo Curry. I mean, this is Stefan Rodriguez Curry. I mean, this is getting out of hand. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, Hour 3, powered by Low T Center, lowtcenter.com. Men, do you know your numbers? If you don't, make sure you give Low T Center a call. Let them get your testosterone number. Let them put you in a place so where you can be right back on the road to feel like you did 10, 15 years ago. Great energy, great mental focus, libido, where it should be. That is the Low T Center. For Ben McKee, Charlie Burris, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Peace and love. Have a great Monday, because Monday is always the best day of the week, especially today. Jumbotron workers, we love you from the bottom of my heart. That's it. We're out.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's going to be partly sunny today with a high near 58. Showers likely tonight, cloudy with a low around 43. Tomorrow, there is a 40% chance of showers, mainly before 10 a.m. Cloudy, then gradually becoming mostly sunny with a high near 58 and a low around 36.